Hi everybody, and welcome back to Storyteller Spear's channel. As usual, on Tuesday night, we are playing our Vampire the Masquerade game, New Orleans by Night. We are on episode 9, chugging along a little bit, getting some stuff done in this game. So, let's go around, just say hi to everybody. Hi everybody in the chat, and how are my lovely players this evening?
As always, I'm fan freaking tabulous.
Doing good, doing good.
It's like it's my new favorite tradition. It's just starting every stream. Oh, hi, Barrel Dragons. Hi, everybody in the chat. How y'all doing?
I feel so lonely down here.
Why do
Yeah.
Oh.
We could do Pathfinder. You can get a vampire's template in Pathfinder.
I'm just gonna look straight up and be like, "Hello, darkness, my
Yes, for those of you who might be particularly observant, we have a bit of a little bit of a empty side over here. Our lovely Koznark and Modi, unfortunately, won't be able to join us tonight. Hope will be joining us just a little bit late. Other than that, though, we have our lovely Toreador and Ventru. I mean, what else do you need? What else do you need to run? I was gonna say, what else do you need to run a city? You know,
we don't need everybody else. This is just us. This is fine. Really, we don't need anybody else.
This is fine. All right. So, let's start, I'll give a little bit of a background from last episode. In particular, the major things that occurred were, Luther and Dinah, you both went to a gallery showing some local art and ran into, another Toreador, Joshua, who didn't seem himself. He's usually very charming and witty and a little bit bravado. He seemed much more skittish, nervous, paranoid almost, and you eventually weaseled out of him that he had a couple paintings of his stolen, and he was just trying to maybe check the scene. He thought he heard a rumor that they might be here, or someone here might have known about them. Tailing him back to his place, you didn't see anything too crazy, but he did offer to speak with you again soon. Theo, who is not with us, but he was the one who did end up hearing from the prince that there was an odd number of humans and kindred missing after the Mardi Gras events, and he's rather interested in following up on that, especially the kindred. He feels like the police can handle the humans, but he did notice that the number of humans missing is a little high. And then Abraham also had a little bit of fun speaking with the Ventru Karen Chantry, who roundabout started asking him if he wanted a higher position in the city, to which he very politely, more or less, said, nah. And then we had Rebecca, who got to meet her semi-bodyguard, Jake, the Bruja, inspected her apartment and introduced himself as brashly as one might. So, in particular, following up on last week, at the end of the episode, end of the night, you all met at Theo's place, save Bjorn, who was away, and Theo introduced this topic of the missing people, and that the prince was very keen on any of you helping find them or find any information you can, and you began discussing your options. Luther specifically brought up the idea of a detective, and then of course Dinah and Luther have different ties throughout the city, contacts and other things of that matter. So Luther, how are you feeling this lovely night? I believe we're on Saturday night. So, Saturday
we left
following.
Off.
Yeah.
So is this right after our game, or is this like a different night?
It's going to be the next night. We're going to say that you guys finished talking at Theo's house. You're going to go about your next moves, what you think you should do next, the next night. And then, reconvene with one another and see if you found any leads, any people to talk to.
Yeah, he would probably contact what was his name? Robbie. Robert the detective.
Okay. And Dinah, how are you feeling? What are your thoughts?
Ina is probably going to try to just kind of poke around in her contacts to see if anyone knows the people like from the list who got taken, and maybe try and figure out, reconstruct like what happened on the night that some of them disappeared, if she can. I don't know what that is. Probably just a contacts role. Like, okay. She knows mostly musicians and like some bureaucrats. Like that's what she knows. So.
And then Abraham, how are you feeling about this next evening?
Sorry, I just spilled a beer on my leg.
Well, multitask. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, I have my
you can fix that up.
The private eye that I hired. I was planning on having him look into some of the names, see if he could find a connection.
Right. And Luther, were you talking about Robert Carter?
Yes.
Okay, good.
He calls him Little Robbie.
And he does not like that.
No, of course not. He doesn't say it to his face. You know, he's more charming than that.
Absolutely. In that case, we're gonna start with Dinah. So Dinah, you had some ideas. You were thinking you've got some contacts, and you did get a hold of essentially the list of at least who the prince has been informed is missing. Going over the names of the missing humans, there's about 9 of them. And a couple of them are like marked off that, like, you know, they believe they are actually like in the hospital or somewhere outside of town. There was some leads for that. So there's at least 7 unaccounted for. And following that, there are at least 4 kindred on the list, with like 2 other like marks, meaning like there's 2 other that were reported, but we don't have any details at the moment. But out of the names, you see Teresa, which seems familiar. It sounds like someone who regularly attends Mardi Gras, and you might run across now and then year to year. Philippe, who you, again, sounds a little familiar. You think you've met a kindred named Philippe who tends to visit with Nikki, a toreador you were talking with that other night at the supernatural party. And then there's 2 other names, Martin and Sarah, which, again, doesn't seem to ring any bells for you.
So basically Teresa and like Philippe are the 2 that I kind of...
Teresa seems familiar, somewhat. And then Philippe, again, kind of makes you think like maybe that was that one friend of Nikki's.
Okay. All right. I guess I would try to talk to people who know them.
All right, in that case, you can go ahead and give Nikki a call.
Alrighty.
So, lovely picture up on the screen. Nikki is a regular when it comes to the Mardi Gras parties among kindred year to year. She sometimes visits. Yeah, she sometimes comes to New Orleans throughout the year as well, but she is among a small group of kindred who basically make it every year. And you did run into her at the quote-unquote supernatural party where you were trying to hopefully find some technocrats. She's got a very like lighthearted attitude and you know, a pretty solid toreador all around.
Okay.
Let me get some music as well.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
I'm always focused getting stream going, and then I'm like, it's too quiet.
And she's the one who knows Teresa, or the...
She's the one that you believe might know Philippe.
Philippe. Why was I thinking Frederick? I'm sorry. That's a weird name. Okay.
Alright, so you call Nikki, and there's a few rings before she answers, but she does answer and says, hello?
Hello, Nikki. It's Dinah.
Dinah, great. Hi, how are you this evening?
I am doing fine, thank you, honey. But I was wondering if you had a couple minutes to talk.
Yeah, I was about to head out, but I'm not in any rush. What is this about?
Just looking into a couple things, and it looks like somebody named I'm saying Frederick again. What is it? It starts with an F.
Philippe.
Philippe, thank you.
Think of the horse
somebody
from Beauty and the Beast.
Thank you. Thank you. So, but it appears that someone named Philippe seems to have gone missing, and I was just checking in with you since, as far as I know, I think you know him. So,
you hear a non-distinct kind of, noise in her throat. Wait, have you seen Philippe?
No, I haven't. He's been missing. We're trying to find out what's happened to him, as well as actually a few others.
How did you know that he was missing?
I heard it through the grapevine, honest to God. But
I did report it to the prince, but
yeah, no, it's basically, I think he's trying to look into it. So I guess I'm just one of the people sent to look into it. So here I am.
Yes, Philippe came down to New Orleans with Trey, myself, and a couple others, and I don't know, we were out one night. It's easy to get separated during Mardi Gras, of course, and he never came back to the room we were sharing. He's not answering his cell phone. It's not like him at all. Maybe for a night, he might get lost in someone else's arms in their apartment, but he'd certainly contact us eventually. We've been leaving voicemails and texts.
Do you know roughly where he got separated from you?
Well, the last place we were, and she takes a moment to think about it. You can tell she's just trying to recollect, a long couple nights of partying. It was definitely the French Quarter. We were sort of bar hopping. I know at one point we went to the Twilight Club, and you would know the Twilight Club as a semi-kindred only club that's actually on a floor above another nightclub. And then she continues, but we were also in the club below. I think it's called Kingdom or something. It was something royal sounded. If you know where the Twilight Club is, it's the one beneath it. And we were at a couple other places around that square, but I feel like that was the last time I saw him.
All right. You wouldn't happen to have a picture of him, would you? That I could maybe ask around with?
Oh, yeah, no, I have one on my phone. I can send it to you.
Perfect, thank you, honey.
Of course. And she stammers a little bit, trying to think of anything else she can give you. I mean, I can give you his phone number as well. He's not answering me, but I don't know. Maybe it'll help.
It can't hurt, thank you.
Alright, one second. Was there anything else?
No, honey, you take care.
Alright, thanks, Dinah. Please let me know the second you hear anything.
I will, thank you.
So you hang up, and just within another half minute or so, you get a photograph sent to your phone, and it looks like it's actually a selfie that has Nikki, Trey, who you remember also being with Nikki a couple nights ago, and then what you can assume is Philippe in the middle. He's pretty skinny, but also fairly tall, short cropped hair, a little messy in the front, but otherwise very short on top. He has like very sharp cheekbones and slightly sunken in eyes. Kind of looks like someone who might have been malnourished before he was turned.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, not bad looking, not Nosferatu looking, but definitely a little skinny and pale probably before he was undead. And then shortly after that, she also sends you a text with his phone number. And again, like she just puts right after it Twilight Club, like as the last place you remember seeing him.
Okay. All right. Honestly, I guess I could do it myself. I probably would have maybe hired somebody to go do some basic detective legwork of asking around and showing the picture. But I mean, I could do it myself too if that helps. So
well, you do also know that both Luther and Abraham the other night said they have some detective connections. So and they were going to be sending them out,
which would just help.
All right, now Abraham, you wake up Saturday night, and again after the late meeting at Theo's place, your main line of thought is that you have a PI, sort of on retainer, who you might, be able to give a couple details of what to look for. You do have the name list.
Yeah. So I will probably call him.
Okay. I don't remember if we gave this guy a name.
We have never given him a name.
I didn't think we did.
No, we
so
didn't.
His name is
However,
now
I'm probably going to end up utilizing his services more than once, so he should probably get one.
Would you like to name him? Or I can do it as storyteller.
I have a hard time naming my own characters.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right. Well, then he is going to be...
If I name him, his name is coming from a random name generator.
He is going to be... Vincent Newgard.
Fenton.
Fenton?
Cool.
I said Vincent, but if you want Fenton...
Oh, I don't know. I heard Fenton.
I like Fenton. Fenton's good.
Oh, but all I'm gonna hear is that stupid video where the guy's chasing after his dog.
Fenton!
Alright, it's Fenton Newgard. Don't y'all just love how well we have all of this planned? Anyway. Alright, so Abraham, you wake up on Saturday, other than taking care of your dogs and your normal business, checking the stocks for a couple hours, you can go ahead and give Fenton a call.
I will probably text him first, see if he's awake.
It's a few minutes later, but you do get a text back.
Alright. Then I will give him a call.
So he picks up the phone. He is awake, but he does sound pretty beat. Abraham, what's going on?
I have a list of names that I would hope you could look up some information on. There are people who've gone missing.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I can take a look at that. I heard there was some weird business going on in town. Is this related?
It might be. This is why I'm looking it up. I want to make sure that nothing more like this happens.
Yes, yeah, of course. Did you speak with the police? Where'd the names come from?
I have contacts in the media that gave me this information.
Oh, right, news. Yeah, of course, they'd get it before anybody else. If you want to, just send them over to my secure email, that'd be good.
I can do just that.
Perfect. Any further details? There's any...
As far as I know, like, this is out of character. All I know is that these are names. These people have gone missing, and some of them might be from the weirder side of town.
Is Fenton, like, aware?
So when I asked for a PI for the supernatural party, I was hoping, or I looked for someone who specifically was at least somewhat aware of the supernatural in New Orleans, if not specifically aware of what exactly was going on, but like someone who's at least more open-minded.
Okay, so if you send over the list with like maybe like less obvious keywords, but like, you know, citizens is like the human list, and, you know, contacts of mine under the rest, he might get the gist.
Yeah, it's absolutely what I'm gonna do.
All right, so that, I mean, that's
and remember, if you hit any roadblocks, don't hesitate to let me know. I do have resources that I can help push roadblocks out of the way if you need.
Of course. I'll look over the list. I'll get to work first, you know, figuring out who they are and where exactly the missing reports came from, and I'll let you know what I need after that.
Much appreciated.
All right. So after Abe sends the names to his PI as well, Luther. Similarly, you get up on Saturday and you are thinking that you want to contact Robert Carter from the local PD.
Yes. How well do I know little Robbie from around the way?
I think we figured out that you know him as a person, as well as you could study someone you've spent a few evenings with, but not super personally. And you are aware that as far as his work with the police department goes, he has been involved almost exclusively with supernatural dealings. You don't know necessarily like if he works for anyone directly or that sort of thing, but you know that he's got kind of like a unofficial task force that takes care of certain things in the city.
He's X-Files.
Little bit. He's a little bit X-Files.
sounds a lot a bit like X-Files.
There is actually a term that gets tossed around, the NOSTF, the New Orleans Special Task Force, which is basically his baby.
Okay. Do I have his number, or do I need to try and find it or something like that?
I would say you have like his office number, but not necessarily a personal one.
Okay. Well, then I would, love to just give that a little wrinkle-dingle.
All right, so the phone rings for a little while, and then after a bit, you get a voice on the other line that sounds like a man that's much younger than Robert Carter. He is definitely in his middle age, like kind of mid-40s, late 40s. This sounds like a bit of a younger recruit. Hello, Detective Carter's office?
Yeah, I was just wondering if Detective Carter was around.
Well, he's not in his office right now. Can I ask who's calling?
Yes, of course. This is Luther Freeman. There are some people that have gone missing, and I believe Robert might be able to help us.
There's a little bit of an uncomfortable pause after you mention you're trying to get a hold of Carter for missing people. But then after a moment, he clears his throat. Of course. Did you say your name?
Yeah, I told him my name.
Of course. And you can hear some scribbling on a piece of paper. What was your phone number, sir?
555-555-555.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that must have been an expensive number to get your hands on. Jesus.
For sure.
So he writes down your name, your number. You said you were trying to look into some missing persons. Have you filed a report with the police?
Luther, I'm sure would know, but how open are they to the knowledge of us? Like, how Masquerade breaking is it of talking not perfectly open, but in kind of codish words, or is it something that you still have to tiptoe around with them?
You would feel comfortable talking to Carter a bit more directly, even if you were using like kind of obvious code words. But you don't know who this is on the other line.
Now, son, I don't mean to be rude, but who am I speaking to?
This is Agent Carlson. Are you a contact of Detective Carter's?
I don't think I would. I'm not sure if I'd exactly say I'm a contact. Maybe he knows of me, but I for sure know about him. I was just. I heard that he is a man who. Oh man, I do not know how to say this. He dabbles in things a little bit unorthodox, and this is more of an unorthodox case. So no, I haven't exactly filed a missing police report.
Understood. I will make sure Detective Carter gives you a call as soon as he's in the office.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening. And the phone clicks quite quickly after.
Cool.
All right. So hoping somebody would be here by now. Let's see. All right, well, Dinah, what are you thinking you would be doing next? No? Okay.
Getting back what the detective finds out. That. Aside from that, I don't know if you want to just kind of stall for time.
Yeah, I guess we could take... No, I don't want to take a break yet.
We haven't done my luck roll to see for this week how poor or rich I am.
That's true. Let's see what happens with your car.
Oh, yeah. I posted a way that, based on something somebody else posted, that would actually cover, like, the gamut of everything, like, the kind of places he could get. And it would be, I think, 3 rolls.
What was that?
What did they post?
Based on, or last time we played, someone made a suggestion, and I tried to refine that. There we go. Deadly and Hale made the suggestion, and I took a little bit of, I took a little bit of liberty with that, and I have a decent idea, I think, for how to do his luck roll.
Let's hear it.
So like it was last week, he rolled willpower versus self-control. To actually do it, that represented the gamble versus a difficulty that changes based on how good the players are. So it's a D7 or 1d7 plus 3, and because this is digital, we can just roll a d7. So like if he rolls a 1, they're really garbage players. If he rolls a 7, they're really good players. And then stakes would just be like a d10. You know, a 10 is for most of your savings, a 1 is pennies.
So like 2 different rolls, one roll seeing who my
one
people
roll,
are.
One roll is how well you do in the game, and one roll is how much the game is worth.
Okay. I mean, I kind of like it, Spirit, if you're down. So one roll to see my caliber of players, and then a second roll versus that first roll.
The difficulty would be a d7 plus 3.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, so let's do that.
Yeah, so that would be a d7 plus 3, would be the difficulty of the actual gambling roll. Also, as a side note, while he figures that out, I googled it. The most expensive phone number in the world is 666-6666.
Huh.
Okay, so difficulty then is 8?
So my difficulty is now 8, and then what do I roll against that difficulty?
Okay, then a D10 just to see how much money this game is about. Just 10 is high, 1 is low. I don't know the exact numbers.
3-ish.
And then it's your willpower plus self-control is your actual gambling, which is the roll that we did last time. Versus the difficulty of 8. So these appear to be pretty good low-stakes players.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm rolling that many die?
Willpower plus self-control is the roll that Spira had you do last week. And
Okay.
You
So it's above 10, so I'm going to do it in two different rolls.
What happened? No, just 8. So the difficulty is 8.
I
Because
thought you were
willpower
saying
plus self-control is higher than 10?
yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm not involved in this.
I accidentally hit my talk button, which backed me out of it. So nice.
You're fine.
All right. So what was my first roll? I didn't.
All right, your first roll was 1, 2, -1. So 1 success on the first roll, and then 2 successes on the second roll.
Okay, so 3 successes on the
For
for a low stakes game.
All right, are we going with your car again, or?
Yeah, we could go. Yeah, let's go with car again. Why not?
I forgot to write down what it was. I think it was a.
It was about $120,000 car.
Yeah, I meant like I actually picked a car. It was like a GT something, but I cannot remember. But I think it was
the Nissan GTR.
Yeah, and it was 2017, so actually quite nice. It's super simple. Get out your abacus. Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, abacuses are an effective tool. Thank you.
Listen,
very much.
Mr. D&D guy, I don't do numbers. That's why I play World of Darkness.
No, that an abacus is literally just a calculator before electricity.
Yeah. All right.
I know because my nerdy ass tried to learn one once.
So lower stakes, people didn't want to go crazy, but you got really good successes. So we'll say that you can trade up another 25K. He's like, I'm okay with that.
All right. So do you just want to round up to 150 even?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm looking. I'm like, not that one.
Nope. Just like flipping through like cards. Nope. Is there a Tinder for cars? Like, not this one.
Swipe it left on. Yeah, you know. Nah, I don't want to spend that much.
Nah.
Okay. Oh, there we go. The Mercedes AMG GT.
Also, Nebshake, I was this close to actually taking a merit of lightning calculator where I could do numbers really fast in my character's head. Like,
did you say Mercedes AMG GT?
Yeah, I just posted a photo.
That's pretty
that
nice.
thing.
well, that's sexy.
Right?
There we go. Luther's new car.
There you go. Hey, guys, that's cheap. That's only 131,000. We could put some.
That's nothing.
It's nothing. We could put some more money into it. Don't
What do
worry
you
about
mean
it.
by making my first $100,000?
It's not my first. It's just my current.
It's your current $100,000.
All right. Well, that was my availability to stall time. So
Yeah, I got something. Give me like 1 more minute of stalling.
We can also
Alright.
like talk to each
Yeah.
other.
or like chat.
Not about plot. Like we've been friends for hot minute. We can't just like hang out for a second.
Possibly
Let's
even
just
if-
have some girls' time, you know?
Girls, Blue Bloods time. We're the mean girls. We're the mean girls of
Nice.
this.
We
Totally.
fucking would be the mean girls of this.
Of this fucking coterie, yes, we would.
Let's just get together and talk shit about Theo and the rest of them.
Yeah, my old ass. But yeah. Wives are the best invention.
Right? I don't know, but I'll agree with you on that. Sounds pretty
They
dope.
bring beer.
Yep,
That is
yep.
very specifically what they are for.
Husbands are pretty cool. Mine just poured me a shot.
If someone used carcinoid on it, it would be worth way more.
Yeah, see, except that doesn't exist in my universe.
I didn't say that.
I know you didn't. I am just clarifying for the 5,000th time.
Because I'm not playing Angel currently.
All right.
Abraham
I can
suddenly
do that.
gets really interested in cars. Just like,
Right now.
stocks are boring. You know what I'm gonna do next?
Buy every car.
All the cars, every single one. No one else gets any, and then I give them away for free after I work on them.
Back to the
So-
game. Unless you had more you wanted to say.
No, we're stalling.
No, like I had a thing that I could stall game wise, but like whatever, it's fine.
Well, no. What would Diana be doing next?
No, it would be not next. This has nothing to do with next. This is just like talking to one of these two. So like at some point, because I know that Abraham has been looking basically whenever someone that he sees he thinks might catch Dinah's eye because he knows that Dinah wants to sire a child. She kind of wants to ask him what he would have asked from the prince for the favor if he had won that.
If I had won,
So I can, yeah.
if I had won this bet, I honestly didn't even think of this.
Why were you trying? Would you just?
I believe I told you I engaged in the bet to get Luther involved.
Oh, sure. That's fair. That's really the
I
only
think-
thing that motivate him to do anything.
I think that I would probably hold it over the prince's head because that is much more fun.
Sure, until it isn't anymore.
All right. So, All right, Dinah, you got some of this information from Nikki, but you're not sure exactly what to do with it just yet. And Abraham, after about maybe an hour and a half, so it's a little further into the night, but nothing crazy, you get an email back from Fenton basically he took the list, and under each name he's included some details he was able to quickly dig up, with a note at the bottom saying he'll try and find more, but that was all that was immediately available. And it does look like under each name is some details about who made the report, and just like kind of the couple things they
Report?
were.
I'm sorry,
Huh?
I missed the bit about the report.
The report he emails you back.
Okay.
Under each name is just some of the details that the police had, basically who reported the person missing, and basically like where they were last seen.
All right.
So underneath all of the human names are details. Under about 5 of them are pretty random locations, but 3 of them happen to have been in about the same square of the French Quarter. And then as far as the kindred names go, he was having a harder time locating details about that.
I will respond, thank you very much. And then I will probably say, for information about those names you were having trouble with, you might want to expand your search to older names. You know, vague enough.
He would kind of understand. But yeah, if you notice that the three are from about the same area, you would also recognize that this was close to the Twilight Club, a very popular kindred. It's not kindred only, but it's mainly kindred.
All right.
Sort of thing where, like, kindred will totally take their ghouls and blood dolls there, but otherwise it's not open to, like, the general public.
But a random person might stumble across it and be fine there?
Yes. Well, he said it was in that area. The friends who reported them missing.
If I know about it, like, what would the chances be of a random human ending up there that doesn't know anything about kindred?
Low, with maybe the exception of Mardi Gras. It's a lot more crazy, and bouncers can only see who's going where so often.
Then I will also, because why not? I will also let him know about the club, but tell him to be careful around that area if he physically goes there.
Okay. All right. And in about the same time frame, Luther, you'll finally get a call back from the PD, recognizing it as Detective Carter's phone number, and you'll hear on the other line. 1 second. I feel like my music stopped, or it's just very quiet.
It's going for me.
Okay, there we go. So yeah, you get a call back from Detective Carter's office, and once you answer, you'll hear his gruff voice on the other side of the line.
Detective Carter?
Yes, this is Luther, I was told.
Yeah, yes, sir. This is Luther. It was kind of a shot in the dark giving you a call, but I was hoping you could help.
I will do what I can. My associate informed me we're looking into something about missing persons in the city.
This is kind of an awkward question, but I heard your task force is more driven towards the odd things in life, if you catch my meaning.
He just lets out a mostly unamused little snorting laugh. You could say that. What exactly is it you were looking into?
Some of the people in my community have gone missing. It's Spirit. It was multiple people, right? It wasn't just one.
A lot of humans, at least a handful of kindred.
Okay. Some people from my community, and he's not like a hunter, right? Like he just deals. If I remember, he just deals with dangerous entities of the supernatural. Like if you were a peaceful.
He certainly does cleaning.
Okay. Then I won't say my community, but I'll say that there's certain people from a community I'm aware of that have gone missing, and then also some others, and it's catching some interest on my side.
There's a pause, and he says, "Well, Luther, I don't know exactly your affiliation with the police department, but missing person reports are generally handled by the police of the city."
It's not exactly someone that I could report to the police, kind of a thing. This isn't something that this is something your task force would better handle than.
He cuts
then-
you off. I understand. I'm simply saying I'm not sure what you're asking of me.
Well, I thought your task force might be able to investigate the missing cases.
If I'm to be perfectly blunt, I don't know why I would be going looking for that sort while I have humans to look for.
Well, I mean, there are humans that are also missing, and this is obviously. Look, if they're hunting humans, then they're obviously hunting something else, and they're a danger to both communities. And I just figured that'd be something that you would want to handle.
Yes, of course, it's a danger to anybody if they're kidnapping anybody. So I will be taking care of whatever it is, whoever it is, as soon as I can track them down. Is there anything further?
I mean, would you like his name? Their names? A list of names of people gone missing?
This is another tentative pause. I do have a list, but if you potentially have more than I've gathered...
I mean, I don't know if you. To be honest, I didn't know you knew about the case. So here, how about this? I'll send you a photo of my list of names, and just if you need any help, I'm here. I'm just a little bit worried and looking out for the people of the area, and just if you need anything, just give me a holler.
I'll take that under consideration. Yes, if you send me the list, I'll take a look.
Thank you, Mr. Carter, and have yourself a good night.
Good evening.
What a lovely man.
I mean... You don't know his life. You don't know what
I don't know his
been-
life. I don't know his life. You know, saying Agent Mulder was pretty happy.
Alright.
So I'll take I'm assuming I have like a list of names. I'll take a picture of it and send it over to him.
Theo got a list, and he basically gave it to each of you to take a look at and see if you recognize names or if there's any leads you'd be able to follow with it.
Okay, so is there any way I could do a streetwise investigation of my own to try and figure this thing out? See if I can go talk to some of my more shadier, players, co-players, whatever you want to call them, people that I play games with and dabble with to see if I can find anything.
For sure. You don't have any finer details at the moment than these names, so that would just be kind of like streetwise walking around seeing if anybody knew these people by their names.
That's true. I'll probably wait till I have more information because right now we have nothing.
Yeah. Well, you have friends doing their own investigations.
For sure, I have nothing. Sorry, the royal we, as in Luther and I, have nothing.
Royal we.
I would probably at this point, since that is like the extent of I'd probably call Dinah and hook up with her.
All right. Yeah.
Check.
Yeah, Dinah, you haven't really gotten much else except from what you got from Nikki. So otherwise, you've just kind of been going about the rest of your night. But at that point, you get a call from Luther.
Oh, she wouldn't get a call. I just text her like, "Where are you? I'm coming."
Oh, where are you? I'm coming. Okay.
Plus, I got new wheels. Like, I'm trying to show this shit off. I'm not trying to.
Drop hit.
That is perfect. He'd be like, no, I'm coming to pick you up wherever you are.
You'd probably just hear a car revving outside of your office, and I would just be
Get
sitting
in,
here.
losers.
Oh, get in, loser. We got some shivs.
Get in, losers. We're going hunting.
Or in more specific terms, if you're going by the meta of this game, get in, loser. We're going stalling for time.
I've slightly adjusted. I'm pretty good at that. Continue.
No, you are. I'm just making a terrible joke. I'm sorry. That was not at all a misfortune upon your storytelling ability. Okay, sure. So Luther like pulls up like a screech, like eh! I'm guessing to like the front of the building because he likes to show off his dumb car.
Yes. He's giddy. He's very childish.
Dumb car.
Angel ain't here, honey.
Yeah, Angel would love this car. Angel and Luther would be best buds.
Angel loves every car.
Angel is the Jesus of cars.
But Luther would actually come inside. He wouldn't make Dinah come out.
Oh, okay. I mean, she's probably just sitting in her office, like, with headphones on, like, listening to something.
What is your office like?
Oh, it's like, it's in one of, it's not like in a high-rise building, it's like in a smaller building, so it would be like in, like, it's one of those where, it looks like it maybe used to be a house, but got converted into, like, you know, commercial space, and so it's, like, on the top floor of one of those, like, 3-story old-style house buildings, you know?
Understood.
So so it's got older architecture around it, but it's been remodeled. So like the walls still have some of those old little, like some of the original like little, you know, half column things, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like embedded in the wall, but the inside has like new windows and like stuff like that. So yeah.
Luther wouldn't knock you, would just come right in.
Yeah, you're welcome to come in.
He's not asking, he's saying, this is what we're building our friendship.
There's like a stand-up piano in the corner, not like a keyboard, like an actual piano, like a stand-up piano in the corner, and like a desk with just a bunch of different flyers strewn all over it, and it looks like Dinah. It's not the most overtly organized person, but it's like an organized chaos. Like she knows where everything is, but it's kind of like under records and like all over the place in the apartment office. So, yeah.
All right. I'd walk in. Hello there, Dinah.
Oh, hey, Luther. How you doing, honey?
Just had a conversation with someone who I thought would be a little bit more fruitful, but I don't know.
What happened?
Well, you know, this thing that we're trying to do, finding missing people, because that's what we're so good at, right? That's a fucking job, apparently. And I called him, and I don't know. Apparently, he already knew about the case, so I have nothing. Hopefully, he calls me with something, but I don't know. How about you? You find anything?
I talked to Nikki, who knows Philippe. One of the missing people, and she got kind of the location for the last place she kind of remembers seeing him, which was underneath the King's. It was like King. No, it was the basement bar. It was like King's Bar or like Queen's, but something royal underneath was it Twilight? Was it Twilight?
Twilight Club, yeah.
Twilight. Okay, the Twilight Club, but they're not sure. Nikki's not sure, but I mean, it's as good a place to start as any. I got a picture and a phone number, and I figured I could at least set a regular detective going about looking for him for a minute. If you know someone I can send.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could give you his number. Maybe your voice can be a little bit more persuading than mine. I don't know. He didn't seem too worried about what I had to say. So I could give you his number, and maybe you can send him a little tip.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. You can give it a shot.
I'll give her his number.
Oh boy, what a delight!
I know how you have been wanting some adventures, so if you want to, we can go down there. I'm sure we could get down to that place before he does.
Probably. I mean, I don't mind doing it as well. It can't hurt, you know, to have a couple different people coming at it from different angles.
I mean, I don't want to, you know, you're obviously so busy, and you kind of look busy around here.
I'm always busy. I can put it off. I'll make time for you, honey.
I mean, Well, get in the car. Let's get out of here.
All right.
And yeah, we'll go drive down to the place below the Twilight Club, above the Twilight Club.
Yeah, there is a nightclub that's on ground floor, and then there is another club above it known as the Twilight Club.
And the French Quarter. Okay, so we're pulling up there in this super nice car. Dinah, as usual, pretends like she doesn't like the ride, but in fact actually really enjoys it. That's what I say. But like it's really obvious. Like she does that kind of like, mockingly like incredulous brow and is like, oh, a new one, huh? But then like when she's in the car. Like,
If you didn't say anything, Luther would be he would like look at you like, come on,
no,
like.
But it's Dinah, like she's gonna give you shit. Like she actually of course loves that you always have a new car, but she's always just like, oh, a new one.
For sure. And you have to wear your
The
seatbelt
third
too.
one in as many days?
It's the third and 5. That's a record for me.
Oh. Congratulations.
Seatbelt, please.
All right.
And then we drive off to the nightclub.
Boom.
Room.
This actually works out as a good time to take our normal break. So for everybody in the chat, if you have any questions about our characters or the game, at this point, we can talk about that for a little bit while we take a momentary break. I believe Hope should be joining us not too far from now. Additionally, we did have from Deadly Inhale. Deadly Inhale was asking, can any 2 of the characters regale us with the story of how they met?
That is a great fucking question.
Ooh,
Improv time.
We could.
This will be fun. We get to make it
Yeah,
up.
I was gonna say we could make this up right now.
Pretty much.
Fucking yes. Okay, so hold on. How long has... I know that Abraham's been around a shit ton long of a time.
Oh yeah.
How long has Luther been around New Orleans?
I think we said like maybe 30-ish years, because he's kind of a traveler as far as Kendrick goes. So I think I said around like 30 years max.
Oh, so he's newer to New Orleans then.
Yes, he is newer to New Orleans.
No, just because like Dinah was like born, raised, and sired here. Like she is like pretty, like she's traveled kind of, but like she basically has never left the city.
For sure. Yeah, no, so I'd say 30 years at most.
Oh wow, okay.
How many years at most?
30.
Oh.
And is it what year is it in game? Is it 2018, 2017?
It is 2018. It was this Mardi Gras because I said it was the 13th.
It's actually 2025?
No. See, if I ever did anything in the future, it would be max like a year because I don't want to worry about like crazy new technology, or it would be like far enough that you can. It's like, when they were writing books in 1960 and said like in the year 1984 with our flying cars and super.
So what you're saying is all of your games take place in the year 20XX?
Yeah, no. Like if I was gonna do future, I would do that, so I didn't have to worry about like.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was also saying was if I did 20 years, or no, if I was doing more than a couple years, I would do it far in the future, and then there would be sci-fi stuff. Holograms replace TVs, all that fun stuff.
Let's say he showed up in 1985, just to round it off.
1985.
That's a good year.
Party times, everyone's wearing like spandex and like
That's what I
leather
was gonna
jackets
say.
to the
All the
club.
neon everything. Perms everywhere.
Perms.
Oh my god,
afros.
the biggest hair in the 80s. The biggest hair.
Dinah did?
Dinah had the biggest goddamn hair in the 80s.
It must be a pain though, because you gotta like do the big hair every single night.
No.
We got somebody.
Hey guys, I found a hope.
Look at our snowflake.
Hey, it's a hope.
Hope you
Look at this lovely lady.
like, no.
mute your Zoom.
Great.
Mute your Zoom.
Like, you don't have to redo that.
There you go. All right, so let's say you were singing. You can make up a name of a club that was in the 80s, and Luther stumbled upon you there.
I am actually trying to look up clubs in the 80s in New Orleans.
You can just say it's a kindred club.
Sorry, I'm playing Luther now.
You're playing Luther? Oh,
I'm
nice.
playing Luther now. You're
Dude.
not in the game anymore. I'm sorry.
I can't do that accent. I tried it. But I was going to say something about how much I love Black Panther. Would Abraham go and see Black Panther?
Probably. And then he would probably get a little bit annoyed at some of the things that they got wrong.
In a made-up
Because
place?
he did grow up in Africa. So, like, not really annoyed because it would be a different country. But, like...
And
Just-
also
just-
a different, like, century.
Yes. Shh. He's an old man. He's allowed to get annoyed at stupid shit.
They didn't have cars when I was there.
Kids these days and they're vibranium.
I would love to hear Abraham say that.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. No, so I want to say that that Luther and Dinah did meet at like a jazz club in like the 80s when he came there. And basically through conversation, they find out they're both kindred and both the same clan. She probably ended up in like a poker game with him and lost. And like owed him something, and then basically he's just kind of a sweetheart about it, like, so, and they became basically friends like tit for tat through that.
No, yeah, they would have played a game and she would have lost, and then she's like, all right, what do I owe you? And he's like, well, you got to be my friend for the rest of our life.
Care Bear stare.
He would have been super, because he just showed up to a new place. He needed some new friends. Maybe it crashed on her couch for a little bit.
So you be my friend for a weekend, and she's like, fine, I'll show you around New Orleans for the weekend, and then they just stayed for 30 years.
There you go.
All right. I was going to say something, and then I started coughing.
I see Kitty.
Look at that cat.
Look at that
kitty.
dumb fucking cat.
Look at his belly.
Kiki, what are you
Well,
doing?
at least
Like-
he's defending himself.
He's like, why are you judging me?
Oh, there's a puppy up there.
Oh, that's a husband.
All right. We could maybe do more how everybody met stories, but I think we could jump back into it in a second.
Sure.
I do have one from Joe Colton. Have I ever thought about doing a Dark Age game that goes through the modern night? Honestly, I would love to do a like period spanning story. I'm not saying if, when, why, how, who, where, what, but you know, it is definitely something I'd love to do. So
That sounds
maybe
like the most bullet-pointed game in history.
That's-
Or you, because
like-
we go
no,
through
it's
like
like,
a day in like 3
that
So
would
it's like playing a Dungeons and Dragons game where you play one session at level 1, then in the next session is level 2, the next session is level 3.
it would either be bullet pointed or it would be the like longest like, okay, we're gonna take a break from this, do something else for a year. Like we'd have to be doing this game for like 10 years for it to be worth it.
Storyteller Spira 2072.
We've
Basically.
been playing this game for 40 years.
Smoking a cigarette, just like, oh god, yeah, we've been doing this for years.
You joke about that, but I have a friend, like a local friend, who went to like an RPG meetup in town, and it was run by this like really old guy who had like a resume sheet of how good of a storyteller he was, followed by instructions for how to play the game with him. And like like benefits. You will be a better role player by the end of one of my games.
That guy sounds like a hoot.
He's
in like his like late 60s, so
oh dear fucking god.
Yeah.
Solid.
so the resume was not formatted well. Is really
In Comic Sans, you know. Just
yeah.
When we retire, we're all just gonna show up at local events and play VTM, right? That's just what
Back
we're all
in
waiting
my
for.
day, we played VTM on Twitch. Y'all don't know what Twitch is now, well, whippersnappers, but
Oh, that would be a great game. Why don't we just play a game where we're all humans that were turned at 64 plus, and we're all just
Right.
old vampires being all cranky.
You say that, but like that's my next character concept. It's like a mid-50s short Mexican man.
Older, older.
To play it.
I mean, Kim is like 48, like before she was turned, so
No, I say
there's that.
minimum 64. Minimum
Yeah,
64.
Agnes would fit into that.
What was funny was Koznar did want to do a really old character, like late 60s, before he made Ike, and I went, okay, if you want to go the exact opposite.
direction.
Yeah, it was fun.
So like, true story.
Uh-huh.
Tony is laying in my doorway, just talking shit on literally any sentence right now.
I heard him before you muted it, and I was just like, is he in the room with you? Is there more
He's
room?
laying in the
around?
doorway. Just he called me a bigot a few minutes ago for no reason.
Because you're playing a Mexican character.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I said that and he told me to stop appropriating his culture. So
Awesome.
All right, let's go.
All right. Hope. So, hope you're ready.
yeah.
You.
Jumping right in.
Yeah, you
Hold on,
last.
I'm gonna tell him to leave.
Vamonos.
I really hope Tony is saying, how about you leave?
No, you.
Yeah, I know you is solidly.
No, you.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I
I'm
thought-
angry.
I thought, oh god.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Oh, I'm so
Uh,
sorry.
Oh, it's gonna be.
it's just stupid on him.
That
Tom's
looked
getting him.
like a solid kick. Just get out of here.
Now I wish I could turn her camera.
Right, and like reaching. I want to turn it. I want to see. I see a dog tail.
I don't see a dog tail anymore. So, how about them dolphins?
For sure. Looking good this
There.
year. Looking good this year.
They're
Are they really?
solidly in Miami, and that is what I know.
No.
But wouldn't we be more interested in the Patriots?
What, like, how do you even?
I know like 5
I
football
wish-
teams.
I wish I could be a Patriots fan because it has to feel good because you just every week you're just gonna be like, we're gonna win because we got the best player of all time. Let's go, guys! Like, who cares if they lost the last Super Bowl? Like, fucking yeah, they're gonna be great.
Though the Dolphins reference is definitely a reference to a movie about a pair of gay nightclub owners. So kind of the opposite.
I was thinking Ace Ventura.
Birdcage with Robin Williams and
Birdcage is amazing, but I will agree with SCB that my first thought when anyone brings up the Dolphins is Ace Ventura. Also, I have to say, I'm totally that person where, like, Super Bowl comes around, and unless it's Eagles, which it never is, except this year, I'm just like, I'm gonna pick the team with the mascot I like. And I usually win.
So it's not the team with the prettiest uniforms.
It's
'Cause
either
that's solidly my choice.
It's either the cooler mascot or if I like the city better. Because the one year Patriots won against, I think it was the Colts. I was busy making a pizza. I was only half watching, but I was like, I'm gonna go with Patriots because I like New Orleans. And they won, and I was like, yay.
Wait, you're talking about 2 years ago? Is that what
No,
you
this
just
is
said?
like 5 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
So it was quite a while back. It was like the first Super Bowl I actually really watched. And I was
Why are we
still mostly
talking
making
about
pizza.
football on a Republic channel?
I know, I'm so sorry. All right.
Nerds!
So, I dragged him on the other side of the door frame to close the door.
Sounds-
Now he's just having a conversation right outside that's really loud. And
Sounds-
when questioned, he just said, "I'm talking to the dog. Leave me alone."
Hiding, episode 8.5.
With a different thumbnail, so people are just like, what is this? Like, if you find it, it's a special treat. This would never happen.
Watch it, it's a treat.
This episode never really happened. But anyway, Hope, the last game, you were at Theo's apartment where he was explaining the fact that there were kindred and human missing, and the prince was kind of looking for his little group with their contacts and ways about the city to help see if they can find out anything about this. You, I believe, were going to enlist Tuna to help you out, as well as potentially go to the hospital and do some digging.
Yes. So she sent her to the was it a graveyard where they had that Mardi Gras party?
Yes, it
with
was.
Parents and Maddie?
It was on the other side of a graveyard. Well, it was between a graveyard and like a small river, part of a nearby bayou.
I'm sorry, give me 1 second.
You're
I'm
fine.
getting-
Kick his ass.
Shame. Clang, clang.
Sure.
Shame. Clang, clang.
Seriously, I'm gonna make the thumbnail after this video. It's gonna be.
Make it Tony's face. Just like somehow find it. Make it like dee 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 dee.
Oh yeah, no, like the Porky Pig like thing, but just like put his face like right there.
Can I, really quick, can I just say how much I appreciate the name Tuna as a cat? name?
Oh, I do
Right,
too.
holy shit. it's such a
Not
cute name.
just
I love
Tuna as a cat's name, but it's Petunia, and then she
Petunia,
calls
but
it
you
Tuna.
call it Tuna. It's so cute.
Hey!
Like, I'm mad I didn't think of that,
Little
because now I
Siamese
would feel weird stealing it for the next cat I get.
I would absolutely not.
You're sorry?
I will steal the fuck out of that name.
So I was like, nope,
That's
using it.
Has to be a Siamese cat though. Look at that. That shit's cute as shit.
It's a cute cat, man. Sorry. So yeah, she sent her to the graveyard, and I forgot what exactly we were looking for at hospitals 2 weeks ago.
Well, there are a number
That's
of
right.
missing humans, like at least 7 or so, as well as about 5 missing kindred. So I think your idea was that you would check records, see if any of those did show up there, or if there's any John Does, you know, that you could say like, oh, maybe this is them.
Yeah, no, so she was going to look at the hospital to see if there were any records of the names that, you know, maybe they had been admitted, as well as she was going to have Tuna kind of maybe hang around some less savory parts of town and see if she could either see or, hear something.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So Tuna goes off on her own little adventure. I'll write it and make it into a children's book.
Tuna's Adventure.
I'm looking forward to it.
Tuna's adventure into the world of darkness. Were you still going to look into the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
You work at the hospital, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, You arrive at the hospital. What exactly is your job?
She's a nurse anesthesiologist.
Okay. So, there is another nurse that, your character's somewhat close with. Not that you necessarily like them or anything, but, like, you've worked together for a very, very long time. It's just that kind of, like, work relationship that you can count on each other, whatever your personal feelings are. And that will be Jordan. He's got a shaved head, bit of stubble, wears a few piercings, and has, like, some tattoos on his arms. He's what you might call, like, you know him and that he's really caring. Like, he does whatever he has to for his patients, but otherwise has, like, a bit of a more tough exterior. Doesn't, like, kind of, open up easily or anything like that.
Mhm.
So you arrive at the hospital and going to your station where you normally, check in and have all your paperwork ready for you. Jordan's standing there just filling out a couple clipboards of patient details.
Okay. Yeah, no, she'll walk up to him.
He looks up and just gives you a solid nod. Rebecca, wait, you're not working tonight.
No, well, no, my sister, she's actually kind of worried. She's got a friend who's not really been in touch with her or her family for a couple days, and I wanted to see if maybe we could find something, like maybe she's been in the hospital, I don't know, but I told her I'd check for her.
Do you, this friend of yours, wait, did you say friend or sister?
Sister's friend.
Did your, sister, file anything with the police? I mean, this seems a bit of a morbid first stop.
No, yeah, like, I don't know. Her friend kind of goes missing every once in a while, just kind of hangs out with fucking weird people and comes back after a few days, but she kind of got a weird feeling the last time she saw her. So she wanted me to check first before they did anything serious.
He just snorts and continues filling out the paperwork. Well, is there anything I can do for you? I mean, computer's right there. He just points with his pen.
Yeah, I am bad at that, so help me.
Ugh. Just give me a second. I don't want to mess this up. So he finishes filling out the form, files it away, and takes you around the counter and starts pulling up the search for current patients, recent patients, and anyone that might be all the way downstairs. What's their name?
Hey God, what's a name on that list?
You want me to randomly pick one for you?
Heck yeah!
Hold on, here you go. What I got
one that sounds young.
I got numbers. So pick 1 through 7.
4.
It is Pauline Long.
Nailed it. Yeah,
I like how you just decide. Yeah, that's the correct one. So he goes and does a search and shakes his head. There's a Pauline Lauren, but they've been checked out for looks like already a month. I don't see anything for Pauline Long.
All right, can I maybe like her friend that she was kind of hanging around with? Can I check through them?
He gives you like a single like raised eyebrow, seeming a little strange even for you. But shakes his head again. Yeah, sure. What was their name?
Hey, give me 7.
So that is Reuben Saunders.
Cool, I wanted a boy. Reuben Saunders.
Again, he just shakes his head. No, I'm not seeing anything. You sure these people are likely to be hospitalized?
I mean, it's kind of, they're not really like the cleanest people in terms of lifestyle. Do you mind if I just take a look myself? I mean, like, not that I don't trust you, but...
Hey, you asked me for my help, and he just
Right? No,
backs
but
up.
like I just realized there's probably about 12 different ways to spell Reuben. So I'm gonna let me just hop on.
Yeah. And he backs away, but he kind of just hangs at the station. He goes to the other side of the counter, leaning on it, and just has like a dumb smirk on his face, waiting to see if you manage to find what you're looking for. So you also have the list from Theo, and looking at it, you realize it does cross off 2 of the names from the human list, but there's also another 5 humans and 5 kindred, or 4 kindred.
Who aren't Oh, okay, yeah. She will make a great deal of staring at Jordan before she types anything else.
He's just gonna kind of stare back and look a little more confused as you do it. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, that was the implication.
Just use your words, kid. And he goes walking off.
She's going to look up the rest of the names if possible.
Yep, 1 second.
You seem really lonely up there, Hope.
My husband was being needy, so I had to
Oh
pause
my
for
god,
him.
yeah. I'm like
Yeah, you seem so lonely.
like the other side of a river over
I mean,
here.
do you want to be
Really-
Bjorn for the evening? I could just move you down to...
Yeah, no, I want to be Bjorn.
There you go, now you're Bjorn.
I was Bjorn for this.
I was Bjorn this way.
Seriously, I'm labeling this the special Lost episode that wasn't supposed to happen.
Bjorn to be wild.
Daenerys Storm Bjorn.
Were you Bjorn to be wild?
Yeah, he's a gangrel. That was implied.
That's the joke.
Oh my god.
Hey!
Hey.
Okay. As you continue down the list, you find that one of the humans, Terry Ward, was admitted about 3 months back, just for, a routine operation, nothing very serious, but that's also a little further back than, being missing for the last week or so. Interesting thing is, though, when you look up Martin, I didn't give him a last name, but when you look up the name for Martin under the kindred list, it pulls up, pulls up a few different files, but one of them is actually like a few years old, like good 10 years old, and is marked deceased.
Okay. Is there like paper where she can write this down?
You're at a nurse's station. Yes, there's
so is
paper.
that like a soft maybe?
That's a solid yes.
Okay, cool.
All right, so
Does
yeah,
it give like an address or anything?
for Martin, yes, there is an old address. It is an apartment building in like downtown New Orleans. The
Did we
one
just
for the
pop
human,
offline
I think
on-
we just pushed. We just died.
Yeah.
I think it's still live for.
That's-
Oh, there it is.
Yep,
that's
we're
super
in.
weird. Huh?
No, we're back. We back.
Hey.
Hi
guys.
I didn't touch anything in OBS, so that was totally Twitch.
No, we're just gonna type everything out now, right?
Yeah.
Yes, 2 episodes today. Thanks, man. That's a good way of looking at it.
No, I can't have 2 unnecessary lost episodes.
Lost episodes.
Oh my god, this is great.
No,
Wait, but
I
wanted
blame
to
Modi.
be Bjorn, Spira. What the
I
shit?
blame Modi, because
You should.
I
should.
blame Kozmark. It's
Kaz, I was gonna say Kaz isn't here for us to really blame. So.
Exactly. He's not here to solve the technical issues. Therefore, it's his fault.
Also his fault. It's only ever always his fault.
No, but like, isn't it supposed to be when he's here we have the technical issues because he's
also,
there to
like,
say
also
we
he's
won't
the
have
tech
any?
Master.
No, but
And he's
he
not
Him
mastering.
existing.
no, but he always says we're not gonna have any, and that is when we're guaranteed to have some.
He probably said it upstairs.
Yeah, he probably
He's
whispered it
probably
as
like-
it went down, like a, he did a ritual.
I think that was like when he went upstairs. He was
he's
just probably just muttering technical issues.
No. He said, "At least I'm not there today, so they won't have any technical issues."
No,
And-
I'm putting $100 on. If you run upstairs right now, Spira, he's in the kitchen on the floor with like tarot cards and candles.
So I don't see video on mine. Do you guys have video on yours?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't for a second. Hit refresh.
Did you reload?
Yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect.
Anyway, all right. So Hope as Rebecca, you get a location for Terry the human and Martin the kindred.
Cool beans.
In the meantime, I believe Luther and Dinah are speeding off in the direction of the Twilight Club. And Abraham, that's also the only like real lead you have.
All right. Well, I will probably end up texting, the whole crew. Just saying, got a few leads. Not much though.
Rebecca will text back twinsies.
I'm sorry? Question mark.
Luther doesn't text when he drives, so it'd be up to Dinah to text.
Dinah doesn't look at texts when she's riding with Luther. That's just like holding on to the fucking car handle. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Her phone might fly out the window if she pulls it up.
Yes. Yeah. That.
Yeah,
So perhaps
Abraham
when you
does not know
arrive at the
things.
Twilight Club.
Okay, when we arrive, I'll check my phone and say we're at Twilight Club checking out our lead on Felipe.
Wait, is it Philippe or Felipe?
It's Felipe, but I like to call him Felipe.
I like to call him Felipe. Never met him, but that's what I like.
I like that.
Then I will respond with the other people that disappeared near the Twilight Club and be like, these people disappeared there too. Or near there too.
I would text back, oh shit? Question mark?
Oh shit!
Oh shit?
Yeah, Rebecca will text, got addresses for 2 names, and then we'll give the names.
Good work.
I assume this is so.
She'll send back a heart.
So is this all just coming to Abraham, or is someone who is more tech savvy going to make a group text?
I thought this was a group text.
Yeah, you said you were
Abraham
going to text the
doing
group.
No idea how to make a group text.
Oh,
You
you
guys-
texted everyone individually.
You
Oh
guys
my
did have
God.
one going on already
I was gonna
because
say,
I
we
remember
already
you were
had
like,
one.
God
Oh,
damn it,
we
Theo
already had-
sends too many texts to the group text. Like, most of you probably have it muted, but you might check it every now and then.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Rebecca will revert to that one after she gets her wonderful handwritten letter from goddamn Abraham and his ancient ass.
Luther would turn to Dinah. Hold on now. It seems like multiple people have gone missing from this club, and me and you are just gonna stroll all in.
Maybe that's a really good point. Maybe we should have some safety in numbers.
I mean, I don't know what Abraham could really do in a fight, but yeah, I think if there's a group of
I
us,
can convince
He can
people to
be
go
a
pee.
witness.
I can convince people to pee. Thank you very much.
A useful skill.
The best at making people have to pee.
but you all, yes, yeah, obviously you all correct. That's, and he'll just take out his phone without finishing the sentence. Just be like, "Everyone meet up, Twilight Club." Yes? Question mark.
Maybe
Which-
think
they are thinking about it, or they didn't hear what I said. I don't know.
Definitely
One or
heard
the
it. I'm scrolling through a list of emojis that's to respond with.
Lit, peach,
Yeah,
girl with her
she's gonna
hands
respond
going
with
like this.
the 100 one, and then a girl dancing, and then the praising hands.
If I could ask, which color girl does she use?
The
Does she
red
use?
dress
Okay, cool.
Rebecca is kind of annoying. I love it.
I will respond with, I suppose I can manage, period.
one.
Thank you. You all get a thank you text. And then before we go in, we'll wait
then
for everyone.
as I leave, I will respond to Theo, Bjorn,
I'm assuming Bjorn would just say, like, he would, like, send back a photo where you don't exactly know where he is, but you see, like, a drink in his hand, and, like,
You see, like, half of his abs.
Selfie.
No, it's like half of his abs.
On the other side.
A
like-
lot of it, yeah.
It's like
Focused
half of
on
his
the
abs,
tattoos.
somebody else's leg, like a beer bottle that's actually in action falling to the ground.
And I would imagine Theo, it would be a photo, but it would be like the view of Oscar the Grouch, like out of a trash can, like he's inside of it hiding, but he's taking photos out of it of just some random person with no context.
I was thinking of just a butt. Like
Actually, it wouldn't be a person, it'd be a goat. He's just stalking the goat that he bought.
Oh yeah, no, he sends a photo of it. It's really small and in the background, but it's just that picture and in all caps. I found it.
Good job, buddy.
There we go.
Then I
Teamwork.
will respond, so I guess it's just me and Rebecca then. Wait, or no, actually he would say, so I guess it's just me. I'm not sure what Rebecca was saying.
she's going to respond with a lot of cars and then an okay hand.
What the fuck?
And she's in traffic.
Guys, do you not speak emoji? Come on. We all know what she's saying.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
and also
I get what she's saying.
compensating
Abraham
for-
has no damn
Yeah.
clue.
No, she's compensating. I mean, Theo's not here. Who's going to spice it up?
That's true. That is true. Tonight was going to be very cut and dry without Theo or Bjorn, so this is good. Alright, so yeah, Dinah and I will wait until the others show up before we head inside.
All right,
Rebecca
well,
gets there eventually.
yeah, it's only a little while, and eventually both of them show up, and you are now gathered in a little group of 4. The club on the ground floor is very, very busy, hustling and bustling on a Saturday night. You can see a lot of people coming and going. Just with your keener senses, you can tell it's a lot of humans. You know, there's much more like heat coming off of that crowd. There is otherwise a stairway that goes along the side of the building up to the 2nd floor that leads to the Twilight Club, which you have all, besides Rebecca, probably been to at least a couple times, if not a bit more often. It is a very popular haunt for Kindred. While all of the clans are welcome any night, they tend to even have like about 3 nights a week where each of those nights there's kind of more of a like Toreador Ventrue feel, and then like the Bruja and the Gang Girls show up a different night. Just sort of like cliques that show up, and the owners even tailor the music and the atmosphere to like, you know, the tastes of that group.
Well, I'm wearing my Goodwill sweater, so.
Is this one of those nights or not?
Actually, let me check what night it is.
That sounds like a 1d7 though.
Because tonight is Saturday. So
Saturday nights are
what's their Saturday
typically
crowd?
Bruja, Ravnos, and Malkavians,
Guys, we're gonna fit in just fine.
with an occasional gangrel.
Yeah, I am solidly still wearing my Goodwill sweater.
Yeah, the 2 Tories and the Ventrue are just gonna be, you know. Rebecca, you may have seen this place before, maybe even been to the club on the ground floor, but not likely on the second floor.
Okie doke.
But there are.
She's
Sorry.
not dressed in club gear. Like, I want that to be known. Like, it's. I don't like a jeans and a t-shirt. Like, it wasn't planned for, you know?
So she's not still in her scrubs, is what you're saying.
She didn't have work tonight.
Oh, she went to work. Okay, so she's not still in her scrubs.
No, like, she went to work, but she didn't have work. She was just there.
She just went to the hospital to use the computer.
So she's not.
So she's
Because
not in
she's
She's
scrubs.
not in
Work.
scrubs. She's not in
She's
scrubs.
not in scrubs.
There we go.
But
That's the title of the video.
They
She's
are.
not in scrubs.
But upstairs there are other humans. She's not going to be like the only human walking into a fucking Kindred Fest.
It's not unseen for a human to walk in there. Anyone with auspex might notice something interesting about her, but otherwise, there's some ghouls and blood dolls.
Before Luther walks in, he'd probably turn to Rebecca. It might be best if you stay close while we're in here.
Should I have brought a turtleneck?
I don't. No. What?
And because it's not really built for it, it might look worse.
Because it would protect your neck. No, I understand. As cute joke.
Thanks for spelling it out. That made it better.
Yes, of course. But in all seriousness, maybe we don't know what's in here, and people have gone missing. I'm just saying, maybe stick close to Dinah and I. And don't get in any trouble.
Wait, I thought vampires were in here. Did we not do that?
No, yeah, let's go inside. And yeah, Luther will walk inside. Is this a place that would have live music? A place that Dinah might have played at previously, or no?
The place has a small stage for live music, but it's not something that's like an every night thing. It's usually more music over the stereo. Otherwise, the club is designed to look like a 1920s kind of swinging jazz club. It's definitely got more old vintage style furniture. Actually, now that it's almost 2020, technically close to antique.
So what you're saying is that the bar or the stage is usually used for karaoke more than anything else.
Well, when you invite some Malkavians, you can't always stop them from karaoke, whether there's any music playing or not. But so it's definitely got like kind of a 1920s decor style. Otherwise, it's pretty small. It's mostly made up of a large bar with plenty of bar seating. There's some lounge chairs, some small round tables, and about 3 billiards tables as well toward the back with really dim lighting kind of throughout the whole place. Even though it's a Saturday night, it is pretty quiet. There looks to be only about maybe a max of 20 people, 15 or 20 or so people, which isn't too crazy for a Kindred specific type place in New Orleans after Mardi Gras. It kind of dies down because a lot of people have left and a lot of people are just kind of catching up on other business. They had their party time.
How many people up there would you say? Just like a handful, or?
Yeah, so besides like the few people that are staff, the actual bartenders and people walking around that actually serving, there's maybe about 15 patrons.
Okay.
50 or 15?
15.
Well, if you guys want to get a seat, I'll go order some drinks.
Sure.
Abraham, are you enjoying yourself tonight?
I enjoy myself every night, thank you.
Go take a seat, Grandpa. All
I feel like you will get a good-hearted middle finger.
I mean, Rebecca's laughing.
And Rebecca, I'll get you something as well.
Oh,
And
don't you worry about it. I've got this.
Just from walking in the door, go ahead and give me perception alertness to see who you recognize.
Say that again, Spirit.
Go ahead and give me perception alertness to see who you recognize. And Rebecca, go ahead and roll as well.
Sure. And I'm sorry, what was the roll exactly?
Perception
Just
alertness.
Sorry, I'm gonna ask this every time just to make sure. Versus 6.
Yeah, you're fine.
I got 8 successes. Nope, sorry. I got 7 successes. Nope, no, I didn't. Sorry, I'm looking at Abraham's fucking roll. Look at this guy. I got 5 successes.
I got 1 success.
Nice.
That is the bare minimum, so boom, babies.
It's what we shoot.
Technically, right is the best kind of right.
And besides,
Well,
I'm
damn,
basically
Dinah.
just leaning on goddamn Dinah to carry me.
Well,
No,
damn,
you
Dinah.
don't.
Oh, stop it!
Jesus.
You got 6
Look at-
successes.
I just got the most successes on the stupidest fucking roll.
A little
welcome.
bit, little bit.
You recognize anybody? 17 successes.
Alright, let's start.
Need you to give me a perception roll to see how hungry you are. 38 successes.
I
Luther,
know
a guess.
that I am mildly
He's peckish. Like, he couldn't eat some nosh.
Luther, Abraham, and Dinah. Essentially, you recognize, and I'll be putting the pictures up, so. You recognize Seth. He is a Bruja. He's got, kind of like short clipped hair on the sides, but otherwise a bit longer. Beard, lots of piercings, usually wears simple clothes like hoodie and jeans. There's Gwen. She is decidedly Malkavian with a pile of messy blonde hair, and a bit of a kind of Luna Lovegood vacant expression. While it is a more of a Bruja Gangro Malkavian style night, you do notice Woodrow, who is actually a Ventru. He is younger. He's in fact nearly basically just a neonate, like out of fledglinghood. But he's made a bit of a name for himself among the Ventru and the Toreador for his musical skills, and seems to just have more of a charismatic attitude, so he does well with most of the clans. And everybody, including Rebecca, will recognize Jake in the far back of the club.
That's
That's your intermediate sort of semi-bodyguard,
Yeah.
who is, for reference, also a Bruja. As I said, there are other people
Be
here.
enjoying himself, or does he seem to have shown up here on a mission? Not that I would know he has a mission.
Gwen, the Malkavian, and Woodrow, the Ventru, both seem to be having a good time. Seth looks very distraught sitting at the bar with some kind of dark drink in front of him, and Jake is in the back of the club with his arms folded, looking annoyed.
Rebecca's gonna go up to the bar because she's never ordered at a vampire bar before, and this sounds like a great time.
And I will join her there so I can order the drinks for the kindred.
And she is going to order. First I don't know. Hey, Spira, I don't know how this works. Help me.
What is it you want?
I want 1 drink and 1 blood. Not in the same drink. She's getting 2 different ones. Don't make
Okay,
that
I was
face.
like, what the shit?
She's gonna go give one to Jake, bruh.
I very
Like,
much hope that you are ordering it like that.
No.
I would like one and drink and blood, please.
Yeah, like she doesn't know how to, like, she doesn't know if they even serve regular drinks on the second floor, okay? Like, it's... Hi, I would like one alcohol, please.
When
and
you
then
walk
one-
up, when you walk up, you will
Plus.
certainly see a plethora of normal alcohol bottles, and they're not like all full. It looks like you even see someone making another drink like at the corner, like they're making a cocktail at the end of the bar.
Yeah.
So Rebecca would be confident enough to ask for a regular cocktail.
Yeah,
As far
yeah.
as the second drink.
She will go, AB negative.
Settle.
The bartender pauses for a second and just starts laughing, but makes the drinks anyway. Still kind of laughing the whole time.
Nailed it! Nailed it!
Hey, you might be ordering for a Ventru.
Please let Diana do that. Please
You might be ordering
don't.
for a Ventru.
She will be laughing her ass off if she saw that.
How far away is the bar from our table?
I
Please,
literally don't care. I don't care.
Not
if you
not
hear
that
me.
far, and the music's not that loud. It's actually, you can like almost hear the music from the club underneath you, because this is a little
Okay.
more of a chill spot. I mean, it's Brewha night, so it's loud, but people like to talk.
Then I'm gonna
Diana is
lean
not-
over to Diana and say, Did she
She
just
did! She did! She just ordered AB negative at the bar. Oh my god! That is the dumbest thing I ever seen in a hot second. Oh my lord. I'm gonna have to so much shit now.
What did Rebecca order though?
Tequila sunrise for her.
The bartender also laughed a little bit at that, but not as hard as the second one.
And I don't know, is a tequila sunrise as ridiculous? I don't. It
I
has been a
don't-
long time.
No, it's like it's mostly juice.
So then it is as ridiculous.
Shut up.
I think the point is to order the irony of ordering something with the name Sunrise in a kindred bar.
I didn't even think of that.
This girl is a genius.
So after a little bit of giggling, the bartender pushes a hurricane glass with a tequila sunrise in it across the bar toward you, and a like high boy with some dark, thick liquid in it next to it. Tells you the price and just stands there smiling.
Yeah, no, she'll hand a credit card over and then smell the second glass. Like, do they put anything in it? Is it literally just blood? Like, she doesn't. Why would someone just order blood? That makes no sense to her.
From the smell, you don't pick up anything extra.
Okay, solid.
No, it's liquid still.
Coppery blood scent.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna get blood with an orange garnish.
I don't know. What about
It's
blood
a
orange?
bar, man! She's a little surprised they didn't just bring her a person. Like,
Just lifts two different people from behind the bar by the scruff of their shirt. This one
Yeah,
or this one?
we have Julian and Tina.
Alright, you get your drinks.
So I imagine vampires don't have a problem with like anti-clotting agents. Because if they do have a problem with anti-clotting agents, then every drink they order at a bar is going to be like Jello.
Hey, maybe they had fresh bags
Nah, they
in the
heat
fridge,
it up
pour it
first.
right
It's a
out.
warm glass.
That's not what makes it like
It's
Jello.
100%
It's a
Shut up.
chemical
Are
reaction.
you trying to bring logic into this game?
Oh,
about
they put
vampires?
a little mini heated fidget spinner in each one, so it's always
Perfect.
in motion.
Always in motion.
It's like in the Guinness cans, that little thing you could shake around for the for nitrous, but it's agitated but for blood.
Anyway, there are blood sommeliers. All of this comes from them. That's why they're like the richest kindred in the world.
So is there blood orange blood, like a cider, but blood orange, but blood?
There is-
that way they can make
there
it
is a-
So it's like so it's blood orange, you know.
There is
Like-
a there is a canon kindred example in one of the clan books. I want to say Toreador, might be like Tremere or something like that, but it's one of those last 2 or 3 in the Camarilla, and it is Kindred Sommelier. They have figured out how to make drinks that aren't just blood, but you can imbibe basically the whole thing. It's not like you have to throw out parts of it later.
Into the path of alchemy of the Tremere, where they can turn one state of matter into a different state of matter, and it's like, oh, I'm going to turn this blood into the texture of bread. Have fun.
There's also the Path of Dionysus, where you can just make people feel drunk.
Yep. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Abraham and Dinah are laughing.
Yeah, no. If Rebecca can hear them, she's gonna turn around and say, "Shut up."
No.
You think I'm hearing about this? You're mistaken.
But
I'm
she
probably
will.
hard indexing to you.
Oh my god, guess what you just did? No.
But she will take those glasses and position them strangely in her hands to flip the table with Dinah and Abraham off, and then continue and go to wherever Jake is.
You can cup the highball like this and then carry it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So, and you're heading over to Jake?
Yeah.
So Jake seems kind of out of it. It doesn't seem like he notices you right away, but as you get within a yard or so of him, he does look up and his brow furrows, looking very confused on why you, of all people, are heading toward him with a couple of drinks.
Yeah, no. And when she sees that expression, she will hey, got you by surprise. That is not a good sign for a bodyguard, so maybe work on it.
He looks like he doesn't know if he wants to laugh or be annoyed, but just kind of chuckles and continues just staring at you like, the hell are you doing here?
Well, I got drinks, and I can't drink this one because it's that'd be really gross. So, do me a favor.
His arms remain folded for a second, but he slowly takes them apart and takes the blood drink from you, sniffs it, and even though it was a highball, he takes it all, just takes it like it was a double shot, except it takes him a second longer. And then, kind of, it's not bad. And he looks at the thing you're holding. What the hell is that?
It's a tequila sunrise.
What? And he just continues. I know what tequila is. What the hell is that?
That's the sunrise part. A lot
Whatever.
of vampires aren't familiar with it, from what I understand.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Can I help you? He says, kind of waving the glass down. Are you in trouble?
No, are you?
No, but I didn't expect to see you unless you were.
Okay, well, surprise, it's like running into each other at a supermarket. It's not that big a deal.
He still looks a little, confused by that.
Supermarkets are where humans go.
I know
to buy
what
food.
supermarkets are. I don't get what you're saying about running into... Wait, you know where you are, right? Or, if you don't, that would make more sense, except you just brought this. And he kind of waves the glass a bit.
No, I do. I'm here for fun. It looks like fun. Are you not having fun?
I'm having a blast.
I'm glad. What's got you so up in high spirits?
He just sets the glass on the nearest surface and folds his arms again. I don't really know you, so I don't know why that's a concern.
Because I brought you a drink to be friendly, and you've kind of been like an unmitigated ass this whole time, so I was hoping that we might strike some middle ground here.
He, like, just totally cracks at that, like, full side smile and laughs just, like, as soon as you call him an asshole. And he kind of, like, lets his head droop. Yeah, I guess I have been. I just didn't understand why you want to talk to me. But really, you just wanted to be friendly?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pay some amount of money for that drink for nothing.
I suppose. And he's like still leaning against the wall. He doesn't really know what to say.
So this place has been kind of like on a radar, right?
What are you talking about?
I mean that, you know, like maybe some weird shit has been happening around here lately.
He squints pretty hard against. Like, what? This is a kindred club. Of course, weird stuff happens here.
Okay, why don't you tell me why you're goddamn so frustrated tonight first, and then I'll tell you the other thing.
He sighs and looks around a bit, and in a quieter voice than he was maybe speaking with before, says, I was hoping to catch a friend here, and I haven't seen them.
Okay, who were you hoping to catch? Maybe I know them.
Their name's Cowton. They're from Africa, and they're a Bruja. Ring any bells?
Hey, was it on the list at all?
No.
No, I guess it doesn't. I guess we don't know. I don't know them after all.
Didn't really think so.
Okay, but I mean, like, maybe you'll see them again some other time. You don't have to, you know, be goddamn Debbie Downer.
Still squinting at you a bit, he says, so what exactly were you asking about?
Oh, like, you know, I'm trying to track someone down and I haven't really seen them, but I guess they were here last, so I'm looking here.
He abruptly, like, grabs your arm and starts pulling you toward a more secluded corner, even though he was kind of off on his own. And he just, like, kind of pushes you forward a little bit. What do you know about missing people?
That they're missing, and that they're people, and that they were here last, and that's why I'm here.
Quit the shit.
No, like, that is a succinct summary, sir.
Why are you looking into it?
Oh, because I was asked to.
By who?
A friend of mine.
Ugh. And he starts, like, rubbing his forehead.
He's from New Orleans. He's a vampire.
Just kind of point back over to the table.
Right?
where the
No.
mean girls are sitting going.
He's a Sorry, can I scratch her saying he's from New Orleans? She's gonna say he's from America. He's a vampire. He said he's from Africa, his friend. The whole goddamn continent.
You could just say Abraham is from Africa. He might know the guy.
Because you guys all know each other. No,
Yeah.
no, I get it.
That's
I see where you
Do you point at the table or no?
In a second, after she gets his response to her goddamn being an ass.
Again, he seems to lighten up and laugh at that. He seems to respond pretty okay to being brash when he's being an asshole.
Yeah. Now, Rebecca's going to turn and wave enthusiastically at the table. Hopefully, he still has his goddamn arm on, or his hand on her arm.
Yeah, Luther would have
Will
been
wave back confused.
Luther would have been watching as soon as he like snagged you and took you away because he's kind of
Oh yeah.
by the whole
Yeah,
situation.
we're watching.
Yeah, no, she
She does one of these where like she's watching like this with her hand on her on her chin, and then when you look back, she's like.
But yeah, if you enthusiastically wave like that, then confusion is just full. Like, why is she being dragged away and being so happy about it?
So Jake looks over. So Jake looks over and looking at the table, he seems maybe a little more dismissive of Luther, like he isn't exactly sure who it is, but he does seem to recognize Abraham and Dinah, at least as far as you can kind of see on his face. You're friends with them?
Shit, did I pick bad vampire friends? Let me know. Are they uncool?
No, I didn't mean that. I just what you are and all. I didn't under.
Well, I mean, when I brought them drinks, they didn't scowl at me. So really, vampires can be friends with anyone if they try.
Look, I've got a friend that last I saw him was here. Haven't seen him since. He doesn't stay in New Orleans, but he would have let me know when he was leaving. I haven't been able to get in contact with him. I've been hearing that shit's been happening all over the town over the last week. I just figured I'd spend some time here, see if I either saw him or anybody else in trouble.
Okay. What do you know about missing people, Guy?
He leans back, taking a bit of the intimidation factor down from where he pushed you, and just thinks about it. I've only heard a couple names, but I've heard there's a decent amount of both my kind and humans been disappearing into the night, and at least a couple of them have been from around here.
Okay, can you give me those names? I mean, yeah.
He furrows his brow again, feeling like he doesn't exactly want to open up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm doing this pro bono. I clearly have no stake in this. I'm not a vampire, and I'm a little strayed from human at this point.
I heard... And he looks over at the bar, and his gaze kind of lands on the guy you noticed earlier, that had, like, the shaved hair and piercings and is wearing, like, a big, heavy hoodie, looking really distraught at the bar. You would have even seen him just, like, going up to the bar to get a drink. That's Seth. His girl's been missing. Definitely not like her. There's another girl I heard about, Sarah. I don't really know her, but a friend of mine does.
Alright, are those names on the list?
He only mentioned Sarah, but if you
Oh, that's right. No, Seth is the guy who, yeah.
If you pry, for the other girl's name, he tells you Teresa, and both of those are on the list.
Okay. Do you know, a Martin by any chance?
He tries to think about it and then shakes his head. Not really. I mean, I know a guy works a couple blocks up on the street corner, but I'm pretty sure he's human.
Okie doke. Alright, well then, thanks for giving me so much of your patience and your time. And she's going to reach up real high to ruffle his hair. And then she's gonna head on back to her table.
He is, like, entirely thrown off. Like, he even, like, starts to put his arms up like he doesn't understand what you're about to do. But maybe she's got a little extra bravado and gets up there, gets that hair ruffled a little bit. And he just steps back looking completely confused.
No, she'll just leave. She's not giving an explanation for it.
And you head back to the table?
Yeah.
So Rebecca rejoins Dinah, Luther, and Abraham at the small table.
We would all have drinks in front of us. I would have ordered from the bartender. I'm assuming it would have been a completely normal ordering. I would not order. I would not. I would not.
Or negative.
Or I would not ask for anything along those lines. Rebecca, you know that man?
Oh yeah, we go way back to like a week ago.
Hold on, is that your bodyguard?
Yeah,
You have a bodyguard.
I'm apparently really connected now.
A kindred bodyguard.
You know, like in case shit, no, paper cuts would be bad for vampires. I don't know. Think of another minor injury that doesn't bleed.
I made a deal
A
with.
sprain?
Sure. Shit, I'm a nurse. Why do I need a bodyguard?
What were you gonna say, honey?
I made a deal with Marcel, and you were there. The bet that we had. I used it so that she got a bodyguard every year.
That is very sweet of you.
Well, I'm a
Right?
sweet guy. Did anything happen? Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, no, he, I guess, has like an anger problem or something because he doesn't like AB negative. I don't really know. But I guess.
Is he a Ventru?
Are you
No,
asking
Jake
me?
is a
I'm
Bruja.
I'm asking God. I doubt that is the case.
Okay, well. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he's just annoyed because he got stood up or something, and. Like, then he got really mad because he heard about missing people and that dude over there, and she won't point, she'll do the finger point, or sorry, the mouth point where you know? No, you don't do it on the sly, you go full head nod.
Hard, jerky motions towards
Yeah,
that person.
I go this way.
It's more polite. In Seth's direction. You're like, yeah, I guess his girlfriend's missing.
Another one.
Oh, she's on the list. And then some chick named Teresa who's also on the list.
Teresa is the girlfriend. Sarah is the other name.
Oh, crap. Get
You're fine.
Well, I
That's what
would've
I'm
said
here for
correct.
because I write too much.
Hey!
Well, they must have beat us to the punch then. If what's your bodyguard's name?
It's Jacob. Jake?
Jake.
Well, if Jake knows about it, I'm sure he's probably asked questions. And if very upset-looking friend over here, if it's his girlfriend, I'm sure he's asked questions. I don't know exactly what information we can acquire here that hasn't
Well, I
already
mean,
been
he
acquired.
seemed really concerned more with meeting his friend, who I didn't get much information on besides a name, and that he is from Africa. So the
I
whole
probably don't know anybody local that is from Africa.
place- what was the name again? Because it's like Cameron or
Cowton.
Camon.
Which I didn't
Cowton.
write, so I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I miss the mountain down in Africa. I'm sorry, I had to. That was terrible. You are all welcome.
He is not down
I
in
did
Africa.
not
That is the point. He's here.
Yeah, so his name's Cowton. He's from Africa. I didn't
Really?
shit,
Africa?
I didn't get an appearance or anything, so would you happen
What-
to know any of you a guy from Africa named Cowton?
No.
Though I suppose we could add his name to the list if he is missing.
Is he missing? We don't know he's missing. He just might have. Maybe Jake isn't someone you want to meet for drinks, and he was just ghost.
I mean, no, because he goddamn grabs you and pushes you up against things.
Yeah, I saw that. I almost jumped right in there, but it seemed like you were fine. I don't. What do you? Do we go and talk to the bartender and see if we can get some kind of information?
Sure. Or maybe ask Seth where he last, I don't know, what the last time he saw his girlfriend doing or where she was.
Yeah.
This would be a great time to do like another like little break though. If anybody needs
Hey.
to make a quick run. And then also, as usual, for the chat, if you've got any questions about the game or our player characters, maybe we could do another 2 people and how they met. We did Luther and Dinah, so we could do, well, Rebecca met you all through Theo. So
Yeah.
maybe Abraham and Luther or Abraham and Dinah.
Ooh, I'd say Abraham and Dinah.
I feel like I feel like Abraham met Luther through Dinah. Because I feel like she's the one who introduced everyone.
Also because people tend to not really know who Luther is, but everyone knows like who Abraham and Dinah are.
Yeah,
Well, because Luther's older but newer to New Orleans.
yeah. Yeah, so
No, I
feel
thought
like-
Abraham and Rebecca had met like briefly earlier.
Okay, so I think what happened between Abraham and Rebecca is Theo was like, "Hey, look what I found! I found a wizard," and Abraham was a little bit of a dick and pushed into the wizard's mind and got pushed back and was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, but like I want her to know that you have dogs.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I feel like it is not uncommon for Abraham to bring his dogs to Theo's place if he is like, they need a walk.
Yeah. Maybe
Because I'm
a
pretty
chill
sure he
sesh
takes
with
them on a
some
walk
friends.
every day. Probably Mars more than Mercury.
How
I'm sorry,
are they
Mercury
with
more
people?
than Mars.
Like, do they like them? Do they actively
Yeah.
look forward to
Yeah.
people?
Mars likes anyone that is willing to pet him. Preferably belly rubs, because that's his shit. Mercury is kind of a spaz. He's like when he is not fast asleep, he is bouncing and moving crazy and like running all over the place. So those are his 2 emotions are, oh my god, it's
That is solidly my Australian Shepherd.
That is such a good state to be in.
It is just either like his brain is made out of springs that are electrified and he needs to express that with all of him, or he's sleeping.
yeah, because that's a big thing with greyhounds is they're asleep a lot of the time, but like they are known as like what 35-mile-an-hour doorstops.
Yeah, so an
45.
Aussie's a shepherd, so it's got a lot of energy and wants to like do stuff, but he's also like the lazy version of a shepherd.
Yeah,
So he's still got that top-notch, top-tier spazitude, but then sleeps
Yeah.
a lot too.
yeah, but Mercury is a damn goof. Like
I like
he's just a goofy little dog.
Then we get that picture of
And then Mars is a several 100-year-old dog that just is okay with getting pets, and that's really all
look at
that
those
matters
dumb
to him.
puppies. Look at those dumb puppies.
But yeah, so Dinah, I feel like I probably found out about Dinah at some kind of business meeting that took place in a bar somewhere, because that's kind of what guides my.
Did you know my sire, maybe?
I don't know.
Well, her name was Rachel, and she was a fairly prominent toreador in New Orleans before Dinah was sired in 1929.
Then if
I feel like, yeah, even if not close, he would have like
Yeah.
known her.
then if she was prominent, like Abraham seems to know a lot of prominent people, even if he doesn't really give a shit.
So honestly, they probably met like just as a basic introduction of, and this is my child, Dinah. Like, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
how they became more friends, I'm not sure.
Curious.
Double cats.
I don't know.
Double
does Dinah
cat.
like dogs? Do Abraham's
Dinah
dogs
does like dogs.
vampires?
So I took the inoffensive to animals merit, but I feel like a ghouled animal would be somewhat less stressed by the existence of vampires than A non-gold one?
Yes, so the standard is supposed to be that natural animals sense kindred and will be, in general, spooked by them. Not necessarily hostile, but it's that old, like, movie trope of, like, the cat or the dog, like, recognizing they're not human and, like, staying away. Yeah, being a little upset. In the case of having the merit inoffensive to animals, then yes, as Zabani said, you don't have that problem, first of all. And then secondly, even if you don't have that, if you've ghouled the animal, it's the same as like ghouling a person, that they've now developed a connection with you through the blood and are pretty much loyal and happy to be around you. So,
but ghouled dogs, would they have a problem with other kindred?
What he's asking is, can Dinah have just loved his dogs, and that's how they became friends?
I don't think that is directly mentioned in any of the books. So I'm going to rule, by factor of them being ghouled, that no, they're fine with other kindred. I mean, maybe with their own, like, slightly heightened awareness or things like that, they can maybe sense a kindred they might not like, or one with lower humanity.
But I mean, like, all dogs do that anyway?
I was gonna say though, but like a kindred with a lower humanity is closer to their beast, so they're gonna be more animalistic and unpleasant anyway. But I'd say in the case of Dinah, who's not only just like a 7 humanity kindred and close friends with Abraham, the dogs should be fine.
Cool.
Yeah, that is gonna be my official ruling.
She would have loved. No, this is why she would have loved them. Not only just because they're happy, ridiculous dogs, but because, like, you ghouled them because you just really liked your dogs.
Yes,
like,
I did.
They weren't to, like, be this badass, brooding, like, hunting
guards dog or something.
No, like, I want my dogs. They're cute. She would have fucking loved that. She would have ate that shit up.
Yeah, and I also the age just actually no, you would have met Mars. Mercury is decidedly younger than you are. Mercury is only like 30 years old. Mars is nearly 200 years old. Mercury's 30.
How did you get Mercury? Can we like weave Dinah into that story?
You went to a dog race. They announced that one was being retired, and Abraham was like, I want it.
No, and Luther, because Luther was there about 30
Luther
years
was there for the race.
So, like, Luther won the dog for Abraham.
Beautiful.
There we go. It all
you've been in town
all
around 30
coming
years.
Together. Yep. All right, let's get back to the story. So, Rebecca has just arrived back at the table, explained the details, however hard-earned, from Jake that she got. And at this point, the only other lead you have from this vantage point in the club is that there is Seth at the bar, who apparently is missing someone from the list.
And then also we could talk to the bartender about any of the people that did go missing around here.
I mean, that's pretty much our only 2 options. Do we know the poor gentleman's name? You'd be looking at Rebecca.
Oh yeah, it's Seth.
Well, Seth and the bartender. That's pretty much it, I guess.
Well, I mean, I have a couple addresses for places after this.
Wait, what?
I mean, I went to work and I kind of tried to see if maybe they'd been in the hospital at all, and I got 2 names and 2 addresses for those names.
I assume these were both humans.
No, one was a vampire. Wait, right, Spear, right? Martin's a vampire, right? The deceased.
He is on the when you try to look up his name, and you got that name from the kindred part of the list. You found one that was marked deceased. Could have potentially been the other ones, but they all had like actual human physical illnesses, so putting 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Like, no, maybe, like, I don't know, it could just be a dead guy, but it could be, I mean, like, another...
If it was anybody from the records in the hospital that ties to that list, that's the only one that makes sense.
No, sorry, she's relaying this to the table.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he could just be a dead guy, or he could be, like, one of you dead people. You know what I mean? Like, computer says he's dead.
people.
Okay, so let's finish up here. We can go and talk to Seth and the bartender, and then we can head off from there. We can go check out these addresses. Does that sound all right? Or 2 of you can go check out those addresses while 2 of us talk to the bartender and the other man.
I did want to ask about Philippe to the bartender. So.
Hey, Abraham, how do you feel about unknown addresses?
I'm going to be honest, I don't exactly know what you mean by this question.
I'm really liking that response. How about you and me go check out Martin's house?
Sure.
Okay. She'll stand up and offer him her arm. I mean, with the other one, she's downing that tequila sunrise.
Then I will grab my cane,
That
my
is gonna
shitty
give you-
Walgreens cane.
That is gonna give you some serious, like, brain freeze.
Wait, it's a frozen one?
No, I didn't make it a frozen one in my brain, but it's still packed to the top with ice.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, like, she offers an arm then, and then partway through has to use that arm to, like, protect against the ice.
Can like life 1 like deal with brain freeze?
That seems like a waste of magic, but I love it.
No, Life 2 can, but she's just gonna suffer.
Okay.
No,
So, yeah,
Life 1 would just tell you that you are in fact
that
having
is
brain
brain
Yes.
freeze.
That is in fact because you drank ice cold drinks too fast.
So she'll like put the drink down and then like making the grimacy face still offer the arm.
Are you okay?
Just take it. Just let me have my moment.
Abraham looks immensely confused.
It's brain freeze, goddammit. Just take my arm. We're going.
I will take your arm, but still look entirely confused as though I have no idea what brain freeze is.
That
Yeah,
like
but
that
she
that
will
totally
explain
lines
what
up with time
happens.
though. Like
Ice would not have been a very common thing back before the American Revolution, before he was
Yeah.
embraced.
Yeah.
He has
certainly
never
no
had brain freeze.
slushies in Abraham's
Never ate
past.
snow?
No,
you can't,
he spent most
no.
of his time in the American South or in
Holy
Canada.
fucking god!
He's never eaten snow. He has never in his life had brain freeze.
Yeah, no,
Or
she'll
unlike-
offer the arm, and then after it's passed, she will explain brain freeze.
That sounds terrible.
Do you want to know what it feels like? Like, I can share that with you. It's not pleasant, but you should probably know what it's like. It's a fun experience.
I don't. What do you mean by what?
Like, you can scrapbook this. Abe's first brain freeze.
How do I scrapbook frozen brain?
Oh,
I
can
guess I know-
take a picture of it. I can take a picture of you while you feel it, and then you can put that in a scrapbook. I'm sure there are little ice stickers. It'll be fun.
I suppose. Because I don't think Rebecca has ever shared an experience with Abraham, so he doesn't know what she's capable of.
Yeah, no. She's so down. Oh my god,
I
I'm so down.
suppose.
You're literally just going to just give him brain freeze? This really is the fucking lost episode, and Abraham got brain freeze!
I'm so okay with it at this point.
I'm really sorry. It's like a whole jam of sharing experiences.
No.
It's such a
No.
mundane experience.
I love
it.
it. I love it. Do it up.
Okay, so it's like mind 2 because he's willing, and life 2, and what did I even roll last time? Because it's basically the same exact thing.
Let me look at your sheet. She don't
You know
remember
what
anything.
This music is a fitting, ominous music for brain freeze.
It's perfect.
Perfect brain freeze music.
I forget what we did. I'm looking at
I
your sheet.
honestly am like, it's a combination roll. Give me. Oh, you know what? It's a rote in the Cult of Ecstasy book. Give me 2 seconds.
You good?
I mean, not specifically brain freeze is the rote, but like you can
Sure.
apply it to it.
Same difference.
I have cats.
So this is the sound preceding a vampire trying brain freeze for the first time. Just woo.
My cats are being kind of sweet when I'm into it.
They're real cute, man.
They do. They look like lovely fuzzy mops.
Oh my god, Revsy! Hey, yo!
What?
Hey!
Hey, Revolver.
I think it might be an auto subscribe.
That's fine. I'm still gonna say hi.
Let's compliment that robot auto subscribe.
I'm still gonna say hi. Hi, Revolver, even though you're probably
I
not
hope
here.
he's here. Yes!
Bless
Hi,
me,
Robert.
Rob.
He's here. He's here. Rev, we miss you.
I like how Super Chocolate Bear is just sobbing slightly.
We miss you so much. Come back. Please come back. Oh god, why?
I love it. Woot!
I'll give you guys some money too. Why not?
I love you, SCP. I mean, if I have to.
It's mine too, time 3.
Okay, cool. Do it up.
And maybe life 1. But like,
Gnarly, dude.
yeah. Mine 2 time 3. Hey, Spira, is this coincidental or vulgar?
Like, no one else is gonna see it. He's just gonna suddenly have a strange feeling. I'm okay with coincidental. I mean, you're not like making a door open on its own or anything crazy like that. You're just like walking with your friend and he's suddenly gonna go, ow.
Yeah. Yep. So then it's DC 6.
Please make that exact noise.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, give him the worst brain freeze that anyone has ever had.
fucking nailed it.
Your brain is
Can I-
frozen.
Okay, good, yeah.
Dilation of the
recalling
capillaries
her own
and the...
memory of the worst brain freeze she has ever had and giving it to him.
Oh, what? Why would you share this? Oh, what?
It'll pass. It'll pass. It'll pass.
Is this happening in the bar or out the bar?
They're walking out, but you guys can still see this.
Right? No, like she'll stop because if he's gonna need a moment.
You're gonna stop in the bar for this to happen.
Can Rebecca please just be like, hey,
What the
I
hell
did
was
that.
that?
She'll turn back to the table and be like, hey!
What the hell was that?
Oh, that was brain freeze. We just
Why-
covered
why-
it. Remember, I
why
told
would-
you.
Why would I want to experience this?
Well, now you know what it feels like. You don't have to be
I
confused
don't
next
want
time.
to know what it feels like.
Well, next time someone says it, you don't have to go, I wonder what that's about. You know exactly what that's about.
I don't want to know. Oh, yeah.
alright,
You're stronger for having endured it.
if I understand correctly, Rebecca and Abraham are heading out to start investigating. Are you just looking around the area?
Martin's place.
Right, Martin's place. Okay. And Luther and Dinah, you wanted to go talk to Seth?
Yeah, Seth and then the bartender afterwards.
Alright, so Rebecca and Abraham are... Rebecca's helping Abraham in addition to his cane, get outside the club. Dinah and Luther, you head over to Seth, who is sitting rather despondently at the bar. How's that for a $7 word?
It was the $7 word?
Despondently.
I don't know why I pushed to talk for that.
You were right.
I've done
Don't
that before. I'm
apologize.
like just nodding, and I still first.
Is Seth the name?
He looks up from a mostly undrank glass, catches Luther first, says, yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, is it you're looking a little bit down at the dumps. You wanna come join us at our table? Our drinks are on me.
He begins to turn his shoulder a little bit, as if he's just gonna say no, but he gives like a little bit of a sigh and drinks some of his blood, and starts to stand up. Yeah, why the hell not?
I'll look at the bartender and do 5. I want 5 drinks at the table.
Bartender gives you a one eyebrow up, but nods. As Seth stands up, though, he turns, sees Dinah, and goes, "Oh, think I've seen you around. Sorry, I don't think I remember your name."
It's all right. I mean, I'm Dinah. Honestly, I was the same with you, so that's mutual.
Yeah, no problem. And he reaches out a hand to shake yours.
Yeah, she shakes his hand.
So he follows both of you back to your table.
So, what seems to be the matter, honey?
The question makes him look a little uncomfortable, as if it's potentially private. Nothing, just, trouble with the girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And nah, we don't. I'm not trying to cut to the chase or anything like that, but we're here trying to get some information. Your girlfriend might be someone that we're looking for also.
So we actually came here looking for do you know Philippe?
At Luther's word, there's slow recognition of what he might be talking about, and his eyes go a bit wide. He looks over to Dinah, though, when she mentions Philippe, and then shakes his head. No, it doesn't really sound familiar. Wait, are you looking for people?
Yeah, a couple people have gone, seem to have just kind of poofed a little bit, so we were trying to figure out what's
He sits up,
happening.
kind of bolt as you're saying that. Oh, you're out looking for people too?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't... I don't know if you know her, but you haven't heard anything about a Bruja named Teresa, have you?
Only that no one's seen her in a while.
God damn it. And he kind of puts his hand in it, or his fingers in his hair as his head slumps down, elbow on the table.
I'm sorry, honey. Do you have any idea where she may have gone or frequented?
No, she went out on her own the other night, and she never came home.
Did she say where she was going?
I figured she was coming here. It's where we mostly hang out. I mean, there's plenty of other places to go as well, but she's a bit of a regular. So, and he looks kind of staring off at the bar for a moment. I've been just coming here every night, hoping to see anybody that might know anything about what happened to her, or maybe see her.
Do you know when the last night she might have been here was?
He tells you probably Thursday night. He'd seen her early on Wednesday. She went to go see her friend, but he'd still like been speaking to her over text. But he knew that they were supposed to go out to this bar the next night.
All right, all right. Has she been having problems with anyone around here or anything like that? Anything out of the ordinary, really?
He snorts a bit derisively and says, "We're kindred. There's always someone that's gotta stick up their ass about whatever you're got your business into, but no, Teresa's good. She had mostly friends. Far more friends than enemies. I can't even think of anyone that would have any serious grudge against her."
And also, I'm assuming you got some photos of her, maybe on your phone.
Oh, yeah, of course. And he pulls out a cell phone, opens up the gallery, and starts, flipping around to find a picture of her. I will pull it up here. And actually, seeing the picture, now, Dinah, you'll recognize her. She was also at that Supernatural Club night. You realize both of them were there. You just didn't know them well, so you didn't really interact.
Oh, I've seen her around, yeah.
Yeah, we're not real residents of New Orleans. We come down for the different parties, the festivals, shit like that. We live a little bit further north.
Did she mention she was gonna meet anybody here? Or was she just heading here?
Yeah, no. She was supposed to meet up with a friend, I think Wednesday night, and they were gonna, maybe hit up the club Thursday. I was busy, so I didn't come out, and haven't heard from Teresa. Actually, I haven't even heard from her friend either. I didn't really have her phone number, but I haven't heard from either of them.
Who was the friend that she was going with?
Name's Christine. Like I said, I don't actually know her that well.
Alright, do you have a description of what she looks like or something?
Facebook or any kind of social media she might have posted on?
God, man, I don't have any of that stuff. If I had Teresa's phone, I might be able to pull it up, but, Christine's, not to be too blunt, this is a kind of average looking, long blonde hair, lanky, not much to it, a little round in the cheek, I guess, lighter colored eyes.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll ask around after her too, maybe if we can find her, maybe we can find Teresa.
Yeah. If you guys are on some kind of case for this, he pulls out his phone and basically quickly exchanges information with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, look, obviously if we find anything out, you're going to be in the loop, all right? And he says it more, like maybe even reach out, put a hand on his shoulder, like in a reassuring, like, we're going to get through this.
Seth, pats Luther's, forearm at that motion, says, "Thanks, I really appreciate it. I've been trying to look around town, ask people. I ain't found nothing yet."
Well, hey, I mean, you got my number now. If you find anything, let us know, all right? And,
yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, if we find anything out, or if we find her, we'll drop her off on your doorstep. How does that sound? All right?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
And I'm assuming the drinks were already dropped off to us.
Yeah, it was a short conversation. The bartender had to make a few with a delicate, ingredient. But he comes over with, a regular tray and sets the 5 drinks down.
Luther will, I don't know, kind of give Dinah some, I'm gonna go like talk to the bartender. Why don't you keep this guy some company? He seems kind of down. Like I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go walk while you stay here, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
And I'll walk up to the bartender.
You go ahead. I'm just gonna do small talk and try to cheer him up a little bit. So.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna pop back outside with Rebecca and Abraham.
Hey.
No, I don't want it.
No.
Rebecca will offer Abraham her keys.
What? Anyone? Does it drive?
She doesn't
He
really know that.
So you guys are outside the club. Actually, you know what? It'll work for club music because you're outside the bigger club.
I will take them. Look at her and say, I do not drive very often.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I just chugged a drink. I would prefer you drove.
I suppose this is fair.
And then she'll lead him over to her relatively beat up white Jeep Cherokee.
Not a comment.
That's fine.
Give me 1 second.
And solidly, this drive is going to be a little bit like little bit jerky because he's not used to acceleration is going to be a little bit fast and braking is going to be a little bit fast.
I was gonna say a little hard on the gas, a little hard on the brakes. Yeah.
Like he knows all of the steps, but it's going to be a little bit rough.
Rebecca's absolutely going to comment on it.
Rebecca.
You don't have to push gas and then brake. You can just coast sometimes.
Rebecca
Abraham.
and Abraham both give me perception alertness at difficulty 8.
Sure. One.
Okay.
Two.
2. All right.
It's a good amount. We're set.
I'm gonna lead with Abraham then. That he walks a little slower. He's got his limp when he walks with his cane. Rebecca, maybe you were a little ahead of him, trying to get him to walk with you, get him over to your car. But Abraham, as you're taking it slow compared to the busy club crowd that's running in and out, and most of them heavily drunk, you do hear what sounds like a bit of a scuffle in the nearby alleyway.
In the direction of her car or away from her car?
Just as you're kind of passing the alleyway, there's a lot of people passing on that street, and you just happen to hear what sounds less like drunk merrymaking and more like an unpleasant scuffle.
Okay, so but to get to her car, would we be passing this alley
Yes.
or not?
Yeah.
Oh, well then I'm definitely gonna look while we pass.
What's time curtain number 1?
I'm gonna say with your 2, you just happen to see what looks like one body being dragged behind a dumpster by another. You just catch the last glimpse of it.
Oh, that is not okay. Somebody just dragged a body behind that dumpster.
Oh, well,
I figured it would be a bar fight, not How far away is this dumpster?
5 yards.
Well, then I'll definitely stop within line of sight of this to try and kind of subtly talk with Rebecca about what's going on, because can't exactly rush them.
I will let you roll again at 7 because you do have the eavesdropping specialty for perception alertness. Hey!
Holy moly.
Yeah.
So more?
So 4 successes.
You hear a wet, meaty thump. Kind of an exhalation noise. And 2 people kind of whispering quickly to each other. And basically
Heightened hearing.
Huh? Okay, so as you start hearing like this whispering, the basic gist of it is they're asking how far away is the van.
I think perhaps I have found our culprits.
Okay, I want to punch him.
Me?
No, not you. I said
Okay.
not him.
Apostrophe EM. Want to punch him.
Did you say that in character or out of character?
No, that is out of character. She's not
Okay.
going to politely tell you that she has the desire to throw fisticuffs.
Okay, well, hey.
Hey, Spira.
Yeah.
Spira, my muse, my flame, my I love you.
That sounds bad, but yes, continue. I love the words you were saying. The assumed context makes me worried, but...
I really have always wanted for something to be in Rebecca's purse. However, I never ran it by you.
Okay. I'm easy on that, because I'm also, like, both bad about asking ahead of time and just kind of lenient about, like, if it seems reasonable your character would have this, that's fine. If you're like, hey, I have this guitar case, but, I decided
It's
earlier
been on
tonight...
the whole time!
No, I had a guitar case, which I did mention, but I didn't mention earlier I put a bazooka in it instead of a guitar. Like, no? Anyway, continue.
Yeah, well, so I gave her a bunch of dots in Melee, and I wanted that to reflect on she just really fucking loves brass knuckles. Like just the aesthetic of brass knuckles, she is super into them.
I like it too much to say no, so yes.
Hey!
Isn't brass knuckles a brawl weapon?
I had no idea.
Because it's literally punching.
So I took dots in
It's
both.
brawl.
I don't know.
Yeah, so, I would say, yeah, that would fall under brawl, because I think, like, the idea of melee is, yeah, it's an extended weapon, you have to have dexterity to use it
Like a
correctly.
little knife or something. But
Yeah.
I really like brass knuckles more. So
No, that's
I
fine, but
took
you
dots
do have
both
you
of
do
these
have
in
brawl,
'cause I didn't-
so why not?
Okay, cool. She's going to rush. This is a bad idea.
What you did is brought bashing damage to a vampire fight.
Is it bashing if it's fucking?
Mm,
She doesn't know. She's
So-
never hit a
Well,
vampire before.
I mean, you don't know they're vampires, but if they are,
Ooh. No, but she's gonna pair this shit up with life. So I'm thinking life. One
Also,
to know
like-
what is a weak spot. Maybe life.
Also, like, bashing damage with a fist is not as good as bashing damage with metal bar, even if they are resistant to metal damage, or bashing damage.
Yeah, no, but she's gonna throw in life magic into this. And
Like a knife and a flechette both cut, but I would rather get stabbed by a knife than a flechette.
We will return momentarily to Rebecca and Abraham. Rebecca, go ahead and make sure you have everything set up for your punch party. And
Abraham, you better goddamn catch up. Make him pee or something. I don't know.
I could do that.
This guy's gonna have to piss so hard.
Hey, actually, no, that would be bad because needing to pee makes you better at quick decision making. So, like, making him need to pee would make him harder.
Make him need to take a nap. I don't know.
Yeah, the only thing I know about your power is that it can make people pee. I don't know the extent of how far you can push that ability.
Back at the club, I believe Dinah is just entertaining Seth with a couple drinks, keeping him company for a little bit while Luther talks to the bartender. So, Luther, you approach the bartender. It is a quiet night, so he's just, like, doing some extra, cleaning some glasses and make sure the bar's up to snuff.
Barkeep, can I bend your ear for a second?
He nods at you. Yeah, you need anything else to drink?
Well, I mean, while I'm here, might as well give me another.
Yeah, sure thing, man. And he makes you another drink.
But I kind of also have a couple questions for you. That's all right.
That's what I'm here for. He says.
Yeah, of course. I'll just dive right into it. I don't need to beat around the bush. There's been some people that have gone missing, and some of them have kind of been in your establishment, I guess, but right before they went missing. Anything weird happening around here? And I'll pull out the list and start naming some of the names. Anything weird happen Thursday nights? Anything like that?
The bartender gives that kind of confused, pout, I mean, look around the place. The clientele here, weird stuff happens. I did hear about a few people hanging around this area and, people been having a hard time finding them after. I haven't really seen anything strange, though I'm usually, and he waves at the bar, stuck back here.
No, of course. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying that obviously the bar is behind any of this or anything like that. I'm just saying that we got an issue. I was just wondering if you had any information maybe about any of it.
Oh, understandable. And he just keeps shaking his head. But no, I haven't heard anything along those lines. Not that I can help you with.
Now this one's going to be a weird one for you. Mages? I'm assuming you know what those are.
He starts slowing down while he's kind of cleaning the glass and looks like he's thinking, like the Tremere?
No. I'm talking full Harry Potter. I'm talking casting spells in there. I know. Hey, I know. If this was just a month ago, I'd be acting the same way. But yeah, I'm talking about real life Alakazam and all that.
You got me, buddy. I've seen some weird shit around here, especially when the Tremere show up. But no, I don't know about any wizards or witches or anything.
Okay, all right. Now, an even weirder question. So would a vamp? So I know Elvish has what I would think Luther might call the sight, but it'd be Auspex. Would people in game call it Auspex, or would they have to describe it or anything like that?
I've always liked personally that they don't necessarily say disciplines. I like that as a system term, but I totally think that they actually have named these individual abilities. I'm not against saying disciplines either. I just feel like I like to like kind of make the system terms a little more subtle, but Auspex is totally fine. Thaumaturgy is an actual power, and Dominate is like been used in canon in topics, so I'm totally fine with saying Auspex.
Gotcha. This might be a weird one. Do you have vision to sense people's emotions, intentions, things along that?
The bartender chuckles a little bit. He kind of reaches up his forearm and like wraps his fingers tightly around it, lets him go, and you can see the capillaries go from like white to pink. And goes, "No, sir, I'm still just a ghoul."
Oh, I am sorry.
Not a problem. It's an easy mistake to make around here.
Here
but
I
it's
am trying to
it's more
solve
useful
a
to
case.
It's more useful to have my kind running the business, so I can check in early, close when the sun's still up, you know, that sort of thing. Catch the shipments.
I'm just color me embarrassed. I'm here trying to solve a case, and I can't even see who's kindred, who's human. No, well, it seems like you don't know much. I'm sorry for wasting your time, and I'll take my drink. Cheers. And I'll go walk back over to Dinah.
Any luck, honey?
And I'll kind of give a weird look to Seth. Unfortunately, no luck. But did Dinah say something that she saw the people at the party, or just that she knew them?
She did say that as far as like when she saw Teresa's picture, she was like, "Oh, of course."
Dinah, where did you say you've seen these people before? Have you been to this club much, or?
No, they came to the night that we were singing, that I was singing.
They came to our event?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw them around in the crowd.
Seth, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut our evening short or to be rude, but I think Dinah and I might need to head out.
Seth nods. No. Y'all been quite kind to actually reach out, and he like waves his empty drink. This is mighty fine of you. Please, like I said, just let me know if you do hear anything.
So if I took one, Dinah took one, he took one, there should be like extras on the table.
But he drank one of them and just kind of shook it.
Yeah. Hey, Seth, you finish up the rest of these, all right? You earned it. Again, I'm sorry that we are just rushing out of here like this. We just got some things that we need to. We're going to be out there trying to solve all this.
He shakes his head, his hair flopping around a little bit. No, go.
Thank you. Dinah, are you ready to go?
Sure, sugar.
And we'll start walking out towards the door. Luther's almost like excited, kind of like pulling at your arm. Like he's the same energy he has at like doing a game or a competition kind of a thing. Like he's onto something and he thinks he might get it.
What happened? What is it?
Okay, so at that party there was a couple of those techno something mages.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Rebecca was talking about how they could put some kind of tracking on us, and if they are hunting us, which is what she was afraid of, maybe those are our boys. Maybe they are. I don't know what to even call them, but maybe they're the people taking vampires and humans. Maybe they came to the party doing exactly what they thought they would do, but they did it just a little bit better than we thought they might.
But they just kind of put trackers on people?
I don't know, we'd have to call Rebecca or something, try and figure out exactly how it works. But yeah, they like, those James Bond movies, they put a little tracker on you and they can find you later. It's why if I remember, Spira, Rebecca had us like try and burn our clothes or something like that, or she tried to check and make
And
sure.
like Dinah outright refused to get rid of her dress.
Yes.
She recommended burning, and then, like, in the case where Dinah specifically was against it, she was like, well, at least put it in a storage shed or something.
She did. She didn't keep it in her house. She put it somewhere else.
Yeah,
Ren still could have bought you the exact same dress.
it was a vintage dress. Where are you gonna find that?
All right,
Anyways.
so
Enough money can dig it up.
So Luther,
Exactly.
Luther and Dinah are starting to head out. Back on the streets, Rebecca is quickly tucking some knuckles into some brass.
Okay, so hear me out, right? Because this is gonna be really fucking dumb confusing from a mage mechanic standpoint. Guys, please, you could have, but like they didn't. It's just so like 70% chance I'm gonna get this wrong anyway. But like I'm gonna go with what I've read and like just reread to make sure we're chill, right? Okay, so
It's always good to have a player make a disclaimer before they do something.
right.
It's always the
Well, but
best.
like I fully anticipate like the episode goes up and then someone's like, "No, you did that wrong." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
This is my game, doesn't matter.
Okay, so here goes, right? So what she's going to do is she is going to use violence to enhance magic, right? Because if you can make it coincidental enough, it's not so bad, right? So what she wants to do is punch him and then magic his spleen rupturing, his liver rupturing at the same time, So, two things, right? First, she's fast casting, so +1 to difficulty, but minus if you use magic as a focus, this is what happens. You roll the regular punchy roll, and then the amount of successes detracts from your difficulty for the magic roll, which does the thing.
Do it up.
That makes sense.
I got it. Go ahead.
So, Dex Brawl?
Yeah. Let me know if you need any like difficulties of like what they might be.
So you're trying to kill the guy.
Well, no. She's just trying to hurt him real bad.
Lacerating the liver very often causes death.
If he's, who knows? She'll make it better. She's a nurse. She's got this.
I mean, that's fair.
All right, Dex Brawl. So 3 successes. Okay, so Arate roll is life 3, matter 2 because she thinks she's dealing with a vampire.
Okay.
Which makes it 3 + 3 + 1 - 3. What's that in terms? Can someone math that?
Wait, what?
3 + 3 + 1 - 3.
4.
Hey, thanks. DC is 4.
Also, like, solidly
4.
The only thing worse than having a player make a disclaimer before a roll is a player asking a bunch of oddly specific yes or no questions in quick succession.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
always scary.
Did
So
I
you-
mention I'm sorry? I'm so sorry.
So did you get a 4 then on the spleen rupture or the kidney rupturing?
Yeah, it's like she went to punch him and then got 4 successes to fuck with his liver.
All right. Rebecca goes rushing down the alleyway. It's I said it's about 5 yards, but like at a sprint, that's like practically nothing. It's a few paces, and these two were busy, so that's why I'm not even like doing any kind of awareness. Like they were focused. You come around the side of that dumpster. The man who is closest to you, you don't have much time to fully take in what they look like, but it's a skinnier guy. You aim your fist toward his side, And with your brass knuckles, go right into it with 4 successes on using a coincidental, essentially, to rupture his kidney. You get a complete success because it's not a vampire. Exactly.
Cool. Solid. Fuck.
After that exact thing happens, the guy lets out just the most, like, blood-curdling kind of, but also wimpish, like, yelp, just, and, starts to fall over. Now in front of you is a young woman with a wooden stake buried in her heart, with her eyes wide open and unmoving, and another man behind her, kind of half stooped down because he has like his 2 arms under her armpits, like as she was sloping down, looking completely shocked at what the hell just happened in front of him.
So after Rebecca bolts into the alley, I'm probably gonna hobble after her and see if I can't help.
All right, so Abraham starts heading that way. Luther and Dinah, I'm gonna say you just got outside, like got down the end of the steps, and you can hear some fucky situation going on in the alley nearby.
Fuck. How we just hear someone like scream in liver destruction pain?
You hear some like
It's very
nasty.
specific sounding for
It's
pain.
it's
obviously,
very
people.
like if you've ever heard someone get stabbed in the gut, like maybe you'd go, that's what just happened.
I've heard a liver punch, or I've been punched in the liver before, and I know what that's like. But yeah, if we hear someone in like distress, I would look at Dinah and then probably sprint towards it.
Yep. So Dinah's running towards
Out of
the-
curiosity, how far could I get on a single round? Because I know there's. I think I can move half speed is basically what the lame flaw does.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get within, like, I can see this person-ish sort of range?
Trying to double check what the actual book's thing is.
Because I'm pretty sure it's
would
just half
you
speed.
be saying like you're trying to walk fast or at a half jog, like half the speed of a normal person jogging?
Like I'm trying to get there as quickly as I can with my cane. Because oh crap. Like I'm moving as quickly as I can considering my limitations.
Roll me. Oh no, hold on. Okay, hold on. I know this. One second. You can get halfway to where Rebecca is in like a turn. So basically, after that sound happens and Luther and Dinah hear it, you can get most of the way to her before like the full next action of everybody.
Alright, so then I will get halfway to her, and I am going to make a mesmerize roll.
Okay.
Difficulty is, because of how this character is, willpower -1.
Okay. Five.
And it is manipulation leadership. Oh, well. That's still 2 successes.
You've got one guy on the ground, so you basically just got to worry about like the other
I'm
one.
focusing on the chick that's or the person that's still up.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell him, don't fight, just sit.
So as you call that out, Rebecca, you just saw this person like about to like he started moving to drop the woman he was holding and like move toward you, and just as like Abraham hobbles close enough and calls that out, this guy does kind of like almost fully crumble, but falls into an awkward sitting position against the dumpster. Luther and Dinah, in about this time frame, since you've heard this, let me know what your action is.
I think we're just running to the sound, see what's happening.
The alleyway was pretty close.
Combat, fucking
The alleyway was pretty close, and you both have like okay dexterity. So I'm gonna say like you get there just as Abraham's doing this, so you'll see him by a dumpster calling this out. There's some guy, like, on the ground by the corner of the dumpster, like, in, like, near death throes, kind of. A woman, like, as far as you can tell, like, a bit from, like, a daintier arm and spread out long hair on the ground, kind of next to him, and you see, or you can hear, like, a body slumping against the wall from behind the dumpster, as Abraham calls out his command.
As Luther turns the corner and sees that it's like fucking Abraham, he's first gonna be like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And then he would like probably see the person in death throes and just like death grip Dinah's fucking shoulder.
Why do you recognize that?
No, Luther, as you know, is soft-hearted, and he can't handle seeing violence. He hates it.
Oh shit! Oh, this is not good, honey. Because Dinah, it's not soft-hearted at all.
No, I know.
Now I want to go with violence.
At this point, though, we're going to end the episode.
Cliffhanger.
Little bit, and it's I want to do this specifically because I'd like to continue the scene in full and not try and rush it for the other night. And you know, maybe Theo and Bjorn will actually finally reply to those text messages.
They're just gonna be drunk stumbling down the aisle.
I really would love that
alley.
so much. But yeah. So we're going to wrap the episode here. A little bit of a cliffhanger for our lovely audience. Hope you enjoy that. But yeah, with that said, as usual, all of our links for everything are down below on Twitch and YouTube. That includes our Discord, our Twitter, which has, you know, posts for like when we're starting games. The YouTube link from Twitter to here, or from Twitch to YouTube or YouTube to Twitch. You can find it all down there. Our Discord, we always do announcements. We talk about this game, World of Darkness in general, all that fun stuff. This coming Friday, we should finally be back to Dungeons and Dragons. I'm so excited myself. So definitely check that out if you've been following the game. And if you haven't, we're only on episode 2, so join us. With all of that, I want to thank all of you for watching our game live or recorded on YouTube. We really appreciate all your support watching our games and everyone who hangs out with us on Discord. It's so awesome to have you. And I think that's it. So we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye,
Bye, everyone.